Hi, everybody. Drew here. And I know what you're thinking. Where's season 5? I need season 5! New characters, new adventure, new everything! Season 5! I get it. But we're taking a little break from Starfinder's tiny little break as we prepare for season 5. And we decided to readapt something that we did on our live stream over the course of the last year. And it's probably important to know that I love Star Trek. I have been a Star Trek fan since I was very young. And consequently, I don't actually know what my first exposure to Star Trek was. This is something that will bother me for the rest of my life. But I know that at some point when I was young, I was flipping channels and I happened upon an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. And I don't know what episode it was. I know that it was on weekly, nightly syndication, meaning there had already been 100 episodes released. And I know it was before Deep Space Nine premiered because I remember distinctly watching that the night that it aired. And I'm also pretty sure it was at least a season 3 episode because it's that iconic Next Generation uniform that I remember distinctly because I remember watching, season 1 and 2 and seeing the weird little stripe and the super spandex uniforms and being a little taken aback. But yeah, that is something that people, children today will never know because they have a distinct record of everything they've ever seen for their entire lives. But me, I will never know what my first Star Trek experience was. And that will always make me just a little bit sad because I would like to know that one thing that kept me watching and brought me back the next day and the next day and the next day until I was a Star Trek fan and until I was dressing in a Starfleet uniform to go to movie premieres and convincing all of my friends who are not big Star Trek fans to play a tabletop RPG based on Star Trek. And that is what the next few weeks of Cosmic Crit are going to be. We played Star Trek Adventures by Modiphius Entertainment's A Star Beyond the Stars starter campaign. And this is a starter set that you can get. I actually picked it up on a Humble Bundle not that long ago. And it's been on a Humble Bundle a few times since then. Of course, you can get it at modiphius.net. But this is a very fun, very, very Star Trek game that we had a blast playing. So what you are going to hear for this first episode is our introduction to the game itself, as well as how some of the mechanics are a little bit different than you might expect from a standard TTRPG. I mean, a Pathfinder, Starfinder, a Dungeons and Dragons style D20 rolling experience, because this is pretty different in some pretty significant ways that are pretty fun. This episode is also the first thing that I really ever GM'd. You might go back and see something that I did that was, a little more storytelling based of a game. But this is the first time that I really had to personally go in and dive deep into rules and make sure I understood how the game worked in order to explain how to play that game to other people. And do I make mistakes? Yes, I do. And you're going to hear some of them tonight, and you're going to hear some of them as you listen through the next few weeks, because we played this game over the course of a year, basically. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Cosmic Crit Plays Star Trek Adventures.
Oh, welcome everybody in the chat.
Anytime Cosmic Crit goes live, it's never like a hey everyone, here we are, let's go. It's always just like
mid conversation.
We're live, yeah,
live,
baby.
if I'm honest
Hey
with you.
everybody, welcome to Cosmic Crit Plays Star Trek Adventures. If you are joining us for the first time, which I know some of you out there might be. Probably not. But hi, I am Drew, and I love Star Trek. And I have been begging my crew here to play Star Trek Adventures with me for more than a year. I'm pretty sure I bought this stuff more than a year ago.
I was about to say the game came out like almost 4 years ago. And I remember when it came out being excited about it because there was also like miniatures that were coming. And we're like, oh man, we should really play this. But, got this whole podcast.
Yeah. So
Other game.
as part of what we were trying to do, just trying to test some things out and to play some different games and some new games to see what sticks. And that's what we are going to be doing tonight. I will be, for the first time, serving as GM, Game Master, Q, if you will. I couldn't get the Q costume, so I had to do this.
Hold on.
But I have a crew of folks here to join me in this quest. And just to my left, the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I forgot we have an order. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm very excited to be a player for once, and I'm digging my character, so I'm excited to introduce them and get to the game. I was just telling these guys before we started streaming that, like, I think I can feel the gravitational pull of falling back into Star Trek and doing some rewatches and getting into, other media and stuff. And it's
no time like the present.
Yeah, well, it's because Strange New Worlds, and we got a new season of The Orville finally, and other kind of Trek-y stuff out there. So, and I really hope this isn't the last push that does it for me. And then I'm like, all right, let's go back to TOS. Let's start at episode 1.
Hey, it could happen. It could happen. And next up in the queue, of course, Rebecca, who is here of her own volition. She was not forced here. She was not required to be here. She's here because she wanted to be. Hello, Rebecca. How are you?
Being held here against my will. Yeah. Hi. I'm glad to be here, sort of. I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I have seen some Star Trek. I've seen some of almost everything. I know enough to sort of get by. I've seen a lot of Dragon Con panels with famous Star Trek people that I had no context for.
That was not under your own volition. That was under duress.
Right. I will say, as a child, I didn't watch TNG religiously, but I saw it occasionally. And I remember one of my most favorite episodes of Reading Rainbow was when LeVar Burton showed how they filmed the ships going through space, because he did that on Reading Rainbow. And I found it fascinating from a filmmaking standpoint, like, as a 6-year-old or whatever. So that's my big memory of Star Trek growing up. Reading Rainbow.
So moving on from someone who does not know a lot about Star Trek to someone who does, Mr. Todd A. Davis, host of the Computer Resumed Star Trek podcast, joining us at Cosmic Crit for the very first time.
I am so excited to be here.
both Miles and I have had the pleasure of being on his show covering Star Trek in historical order, and I say chronological.
Yes,
episode by episode, still rocking an Enterprise timeline.
Yes, we are wrapping up Enterprise this year, but then we move on to the first 2 seasons of Discovery, and then we'll jump into Strange New Worlds.
It's been a long road.
Oh yeah,
getting from there to here. It's been a long time.
I enjoyed my watch through of Enterprise.
Copyright claim.
It was all out at the time,
Yeah, to be honest, like it catches a lot of heat, but I think some of that is unfair, especially now that the show is 20 years old. That stuff hits differently today, and I've got a soft spot for it. I've said on the show that I really, really enjoy it, that I really like it. I'm dangerously close to saying I love it.
Is that not Stockholm syndrome this far into it, though?
Yeah, a bit. I can't tell the difference between my quarters and the brig. Yeah, for sure.
So we've also got joining with us Tyler. How are you, man? How are you?
I'm well. I fall closer to the Rebecca side of life. I have a little bit more exposure than Rebecca. I have seen the first 2 seasons of The Next Generation. My mom growing up was a big Trekkie, and so I did absorb some things through her as well. So, I'm very happy that I believe this setting is more Next Generation than anything else.
Well,
because if it were anything else, I would be toast. I would know zero things.
So that's the fun thing about Star Trek Adventures is that in the rule set, they've got rule sets for all of the different eras. So you can you can set things in the original series, you can set things in TNG. They've even done some expansion books for the Discovery time period, or at least the first Discovery time period. I don't think they've done anything for the most recent Discovery time period, but I haven't looked. So time travel. So yes, this one we're playing tonight is set in the late Next Generation era, early Deep Space Nine era. And you're going to find out about specifically when as we get started. But we can't get started without introducing our final crewmate, castmate here tonight. Seth, how are you, friend?
All right.
Yes.
No, I've been having
nicely said, sir.
Have a couple of synthahols.
I get some synthale in there.
Listen up.
I've got some sorry and brandy just for the nerves.
I am probably above layman when it comes to Star Trek, and that's probably the best it goes. My favorites, my big faves, are Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. I've watched enough of most other shows to know that I don't like them nearly as much. Very surprised by Lower Decks. Really like that one. Didn't see that coming, if I'm honest with you.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Star Trek Lower Decks is a birthday gift to me. It is a show made specifically for me. I'm just glad everybody else gets to enjoy it too. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Star Trek Adventures. And before we get into our game tonight, we're going to go over a little bit of the game rules. This ship you see here before you is a Galaxy-class starship, but no, that is not the USS Enterprise. This is the USS Magellan, the ship of our crew tonight, named for Ferdinand Magellan, sometimes called the Cavaliero a Deriva. Look it up. And we are going to join our crew here tonight. But before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about how this game works. So folks watching, probably familiar with the good old-fashioned D20 dice. Well, this game is what is called a 2D20 game. And what that means is that most of the rolls that you're going to do in this game, you roll 2 D20s. So let's go over to our demo character sheet.
I see a familiar face.
Yes. So this is Lieutenant Commander Lian Zhang, who is one of the pre-gen characters for the Star Trek Adventures starter set, which is what we are playing tonight, or at least a portion of. And so when we talk about 2 D20s, we're talking specifically about these two sections here, the attributes and disciplines. The attributes are sort of like your skills. Your control is how fine tune minute things you can do. Fitness, how physically fit you are. Presence, going forth from there. And your disciplines apply to the different kind of Star Trek-y stuff. So command is how capable you are at commanding other people. Security, it works on things like melee combat or firing a phaser. Engineering kind of speaks for itself and how well you fix things. And so every roll that we do is going to be some sort of combination of those two things. So let's say that you're going to fire a phaser. Well, firing a phaser takes the control attribute and the security discipline. And you add those two numbers together and you roll 2 D20s. So if you add those two numbers together, in the case of Commander Zhang here, it's 11 plus 2, so it's 13. Your D20s, and this is where it gets a little funky, you have to roll under those numbers. So natural 20s are very bad. Natural 1s, very good. So
that's good for this crew.
Yes. Any number you roll underneath that number is a success. And the tasks will have certain difficulties, and the difficulties range for what the amount of successes that you need. Some will be 2 successes. Some will just be 1. Some will be 5, and some will be none. I didn't intend that to rhyme, but I'm kind of liking that. So you might ask, if you have a task that has a difficulty of 1 or a difficulty of 0, and you roll 2 successes, what does that mean? Well, you have to use one of those successes, and any success that you don't need gets added to a group pool called momentum. And momentum is going to become very important as we start playing the game, because this is how we do things like add more dice rolls so that you can get up to a 5 difficulty or a 4 difficulty. Similarly, you've also got focuses. And if you see this down here, we'll take a look at Commander Zhang's focuses. Navigation, propulsion systems, shuttlecraft. These things, if you have a focus in something that you're rolling on, so let's say piloting a shuttlecraft in Commander Zhang's particular case, if she rolls a success, that counts as 2 successes. So 2 successes would net 2 successful dice rolls would net 4 successes because of that focus, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So if it's something that you're like trained in, and that's like a vacancy of your character, you're obviously a little bit better at doing it if you succeed, but you still have to succeed. You can't get a success if you fail.
Yes. So let's talk about failures.
That's just life. That's just life philosophy there.
And I should also say any natural 1 automatically counts as 2 successes. So
if you roll a 1 and it has to do with your focus, that would be 3 total successes off a single dice.
Yes. Pretty wild.
Sounds like it's going to be my plan for the entire show.
Yeah. To roll like you've never roll like you've always rolled before, Tyler.
Yeah. Drew, I'm going to need you to give me a spear, and I'm going to need to name it. Oh God.
So we'll get into some other things like combat and things like that a little later, but I do want to point out one other thing as we're here, and that's talents. Each of these characters has a specific set of talents that also apply to these roles. So for example,
tap dancing,
jazz, merengue, piloting. So for example, Commander Zhang has the talent of being bold. So whenever you attempt a task that uses the con skill, which is something as a con officer she would have a lot of, you may buy 1 or more bonus d20s by adding threat and re-roll a die in the dice pool. Now, I haven't talked about threat yet either. So threat is what I get. Let's say that you need to roll 3 successes on something and you only have 2 dice, but you don't have. So if you had momentum, you could spend momentum to get another die. But what if you don't have any momentum? That's when you could buy a die from me. But when you buy a die from me, it means I get threat, and threat adds to what I can do in certain situations. Last but not least, before we move on, is natural 20s. Natural 20s, normally something players want to go for. In this case, not so much, because natural 20s involve complications. So what's a complication, you might say? Let's say you're trying to repair a computer terminal and you roll a natural 20. Well, that might mean the computer terminal completely fails and you have to move on to something else. It might mean that you have to go and fix something else as part of it to go back to that computer terminal. It might mean that nothing happens and I still get threat.
So like in the case of if that was a scene and like to progress from the scene, we got to fix that computer. It's very possible that the scene can end and I don't know, things get worse, or we have to figure some other way forward. Like if we're trying to hack open a door.
Yeah. If you're trying to hack open a door and you can't get the door open, you might have to figure something else out. So with that said, this is just a very brief rundown of the rules. I will tell you guys, I have 10 threat right now just because I have 5 players. So don't worry.
What momentum do we have?
Oh, you don't have any momentum. Ooh, sorry.
That's too much.
It's just rigged.
But what you do have is a single point of determination. We won't move on yet. We'll talk about determination. Everybody's got 1 single point of determination. And this is something you get at the start of every play session. You're not going to get it started every scene, but so tonight, each of you will have 1. And what determination does is if you look at the character sheet values, if you'll scroll up to show those, Patrick. So for the case of Commander Zhang's, to fly the ship, know the ship. Propulsion is a science. Navigation is an art. if there is a particular task that you can cite one of your character's core values, and this is sort of a storytelling mechanism. It's kind of half hero point, half alignment chart, half character history. Yes, 3 halves because we live in fake times. You can choose to spend your point of determination, and that automatically counts as a natural 1 to success roll.
Nice. So,
there is no incentive to save it because you will get another one if we ever play this game again. It's just a matter of using it at the right point and using it when you know you can. And that is where those values are going to come into play.
Okay. And we can have up to 3 determination.
Yes, but determination, as far as earning that involves challenging values. And that's something that I don't think we are going to get into tonight in this. That is something that you would see more in a longer campaign.
Can I take one of Tyler's determination so I have more?
Well, you say that, but Tyler actually because Tyler is the first officer, he's actually got an ability to give you back a roll of a determination point. It's called, what was it called, Tyler? I don't have it called up right now.
It's executive officer. I can spend 3 momentum to immediately let a character regain their point of spent determination.
Such a good leader. Good leadership skills.
I am.
Lots of cool stuff in this game. Again, as we go on, this is my first time playing this. I have spent a lot of time in these rules to the point where my eyes have glazed over as I have re-looked up things, worried that I have messed something up. We're going to make some mistakes tonight, and that's going to be okay, as long as we're all having a good time. Speaking of having a good time, let's go on over Captain's Log. Stardate 47515.4. We are in the remote Elicona sector investigating the disappearance of the USS Alcubierre. After 3 days in this unpopulated region of space, we have found a promising lead. Hours ago, long-range sensors detected a vessel and the presence of subspace interference. But the ship is several parsecs outside of Federation territory. And let's head into our conference room. Oh, and in this particular situation, the GM serves as the captain of the ship. So, nice.
I don't see an icon for you here.
Why does the captain have threat?
What does the captain have?
See, you've never played Starfinder with a...
Is this a Klingon vessel?
Drew isn't in danger. He is the danger.
So here we are in the conference room of the USS Magellan, talking to our crew. And actually, let's go around and introduce the characters that we will be playing. Tyler, why don't you go first as the first officer here?
I'm Commander Linares, I think is how I pronounce my name. I don't have it in front of me. First officer and you'll have to help me with some pronunciation here. A Bajoran?
Bajoran.
Bajoran.
I forget I told you all this stuff via text.
This was all done via Discord, so no one spoke to me on how to. I didn't. Every other word I could have messaged her and been like, "Can I have a pronunciation?"
Who are you, Bajoran?
I definitely made sure to tell you about the first name, last name thing, but I didn't tell you how Bajoran is pronounced. So that one's on me.
Bajoran, yes. I'm very new. I sparkle. I'm so new.
All right.
I don't know what else is really pertinent.
It will come up as we go through what's going on. So, Patrick, who are you playing?
I am playing Lieutenant Commander Lian Zhang, who is the con officer. So who has that position on the Next Generation? Is it Data or? Technically
Data, although by the way that your character's written, it looks more like Helm as well.
Okay, I was about to say, because I have a value propulsion as a science, navigation as an art. So I think maybe I can go back and forth. But I am I don't know how to pronounce this. Human?
A human.
Character.
We call them a human.
I'm glad I'm not the only one to flub their ancestry.
Yeah, very much a bold and brash pilot. But I think she's a character that thinks of herself as one of the smartest people in the room kind of folks. And I have a focus here I didn't realize called avian breeding. is my quarters just like nothing but bird cages?
Yeah,
completely
you know how
full of birds.
You know how
Yeah.
Data had a cat?
Have all birds.
Your
every
room is
bird.
much more annoying.
Oh man, that sounds awesome. Actually, yeah, and I don't know what else to say as well, but indeed, I am a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar, and I'm the one at the helm of the Magellan. I be gelling.
All right, Todd, who are you playing tonight?
Lieutenant Commander Folos Ndili reporting for duty. I'm a proud son of Andoria, but I'm enthralled with old Earth culture. I like something called tough guy movies. And if you want some, come get some.
Oh man, we have a lot to talk about. We must have movie nights because my character is obsessed with the height of human civilization before the genetics wars, the 1980s, and that's like,
I look forward to engaging in movie night with you, sir.
that is prime action movie territory.
There is a non-zero chance that there's a copy of Bad Boys 2 on this vessel.
It's a holodeck simulation.
Thoroughly enjoy Bad Boys 2, sir.
Bad Boys 2 was after the genetic. I don't think that would have happened. Unfortunately, I chose the 1980s because I don't think the timeline would have been too messed up. Except I don't think the Star Trek movies happened in Star Trek.
So it's funny because Star Trek always references, like in TOS and TNG, it's classical literature, and in the Orville they do the same thing, but for like 1980s and 90s pop culture stuff. It's one of my favorite things about the show. Also, like whenever on the original series they would talk about like famous authors like Arthur Miller, Shakespeare, or some Vulcan guy.
Yeah, I always expected there'd be more of that in the shows. It's like, do people just not care about other alien pop culture? I'd be all over it if there were really aliens out there.
Was there an episode of TNG that was like Casablanca and it was all in black and white or something?
Well,
no.
Yeah.
Or am I dreaming that?
It's not Casablanca. It's that Captain Picard loves the hollow novels of the noir detective Dixon Hill.
Got it. Okay.
Which is,
although if they had shot those in black and white, they would have been even better.
Pretty good. Although the hollow novels in Voyager, some of them were
Captain
in black
Photon.
And white. Captain
yes.
Photon. Seth, who are you playing with us tonight?
I am playing Lieutenant Junior Grade Hanor Dell, a joined trill, the chief engineer of this vessel.
A lieutenant junior grade chief engineer of a galaxy class starship. You better be one fine engineer, Hanor Dell.
Well, I have a little help from my friend who has 4 lifetimes of adventure. So,
yes, the joined trill are an alien race that can have a symbiote in them that stores all of their memories, and the symbiote gets passed on from individual to individual to gain as much sort of cultural history and knowledge as possible. They're a really cool race. Take a look at Dax from Deep Space Nine to get a huge amount of information about them.
Those the bad guys in Stargate?
Yes, they are.
Okay, the trill.
I was actually doing a quick read through on Memory Alpha, and I guess there's only like roughly 300 symbionts available. Period.
It's kind of a highly sought after thing in trill culture, is to become worthy of a symbiote.
But also it isn't, because apparently they spread this lie that a very few trill are qualified, when actually it's like half of them.
Yeah.
But they keep that lie going so that like half of the species isn't like, I want to have a symbiote.
Yeah, more than half. I think a majority are actually able, but the Symbiosis Commission argues that they want the symbiotes to have the most like compelling, interesting lives, so they want to pair them with people that are worthy of that yeah. Telling people that they aren't viable for symbiosis is part of that.
Nobody wants to put a symbiote in Larry the Cable Guy, or the equivalent of Larry the Cable Guy.
Security guard.
Larry the cable trill.
Johnny the Jeffries tube maintenance worker.
So it's very possible that this is the first host that this symbiont has been in that has been with the Federation.
Entirely possible. I really want to make a reference to my sister is covered with moles, but that's kind of a whole Trill thing. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that laugh.
Nice.
Trill have spots all along the side of their their entire bodies, really. So
and how far down do they go?
All the way down.
Quiet this year.
And the head makeup artist on Deep Space Nine personally applied Terry Farrell spots every time. So last but not least, Rebecca, who are you joining with us today?
I am playing Lieutenant Dr. Teprell. She is the medical officer. Obviously, she's Vulcan, hence the ears. So I came in costume. I also have a little communicator badge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on loan from Drew.
You can't see it, but I'm actually wearing a symbiont.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That's just a tapeworm, Seth. You need to go to a doctor.
I just got insurance. Stop harassing me.
Lord.
Yeah, she's the medical officer. I told Drew, I think I was the first to claim a character because I told Drew I want to be Dr. Crusher, but cooler.
I probably would have gone
Vulcan.
for the Vulcan if you hadn't picked her. That's so cool.
And being a logical Vulcan, certainly unlike Alindra and Xenia. I
don't know why I can't remember who it was. Someone suggested that I play the commander, and I don't know why I agreed, because that means I have to talk a lot, and I obviously can't pronounce any words in this series. So this is gonna be wonderful to listen to the face just kind of go, yes.
So Tyler, the reason why.
Wait. There is something I wanted to say about my character that I thought was an interesting tidbit, much like you guys had interests, I guess. She likes murder mystery stories. And I was like, I can relate to that because I too love a good murder mystery story. Like, give me an Agatha Christie novel. You know, you can follow the clues. It's very logical. I get why she would like that.
Do you think she
stuff.
listens to all the true crime podcasts that are out there?
I don't know.
True crime holocasts.
Yeah.
What?
True crime holocasts. I'm making a
Holocast.
holodeck reference. It's fine.
I'm with you.
Can you imagine when there was like all these true crime podcasts on Earth, and then when space flight took off, all of a sudden all these other cultures with their true crime podcasts. I mean, now there's just got to be trillions of them.
The thing about it is knowing Star Trek like I do, and how they tend to use monocultures, there is likely somewhere in the Federation or adjacent space a society based on true crime podcasts.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What if you're going through the archives and you realize there's one killer that has been like to all the planets, and it's only because you are listening to all the universe's true crime podcasts that you are able to put it together, and you make your own space true crime podcast to catch them.
Nice.
We've derailed this a little bit, Drew. Just a wee bit.
What a surprise.
So let's put this up on the view screen.
Make it so.
This is the USS Alcubierre. As you all remember, a few months ago, it came to light that traveling above the speed of Warp 5 was damaging subspace and could potentially ruin our chances of ever using Warp again. The Alcubierre was on a special assignment to test a new engine system designed to exceed that warp speed limit without damaging it. We can only assume that something went wrong with these experiments. Now that we're in visual range, I can tell you, we do not see any external damage on this ship, but the ship is adrift. All attempts at establishing communications have gone unanswered. Localized subspace interference has scrambled all sensor scans and has rendered transporters inoperable. But we need to get over there, and we need to see what happens. We can't get readings on, we can't get any life readings. Is anyone even still alive over there? What happened? We need to find that out. So Commander Linares, I want you to take a shuttle and an assembled team and get over there and put this together.
You can count on me, Captain.
All
Sir,
right.
I recommend myself for the mission.
Agreed.
If we have to take a shuttle, then I'm the only choice that I would trust to get us there and back again.
We'll keep your seat warm.
There may be survivors who require medical assistance, it would be logical for me to come along.
There's a problem on a ship that needs fixing. I'm your person.
All right. Get to it. Oh, and again, there is subspace interference on the ship. This means gameplay time. Sensor scans and communications cannot penetrate the interference. This means that any tasks over there related to our ship sensors we cannot use. That also means that we can't scan for life signs, and any tricorder scans have to be within the reach of your person. Similarly, there's no transporters. There will be no beaming out of your character should you encounter anything that you need to get away from, or if you have anyone that's injured that you need to get to safety. Similarly, communications will not work. So your comm badges are out of the picture. Any communications have to be done within vocal range.
All right. I throw my
Dead Space is here, Drew.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my comm badge in the trash as we get to the shuttle. Like, don't need this.
I have summarily deleted it from my character sheet.
Yeah, I had 2 items in my inventory. Now I have 1.
So from here, now that you guys are on this shuttle, we need to roll some dice.
Oh gosh, no!
So
Please,
Patrick,
no, Drew. Don't do it to me.
I assume that Commander Zhang is going to be piloting this shuttle.
Yeah, and I don't know. Would there someone be with me navigating as well, or would I take like both?
So we have
jobs?
two steps. We have to plot a course, and then we have to fly the dang ship. So first, we need to plot a course, and that is going to be a task of a reason plus con. And this is a difficulty of 1 task.
Okay.
I feel like I'm suited for the task.
Oh, would you mind assisting me in charting the unknown waters here? We definitely want to be careful. It could be there's something out there we're not able to pick up with the naked eye.
Now, is this like an actual assistance roll, or am I just rolling 2d20s right now?
Well, if you're doing the roll, you're doing the roll. So if you want Patrick to do it, he can do it too.
My reason is 12 and my con is 3, so I have to roll a 15 or below.
Okay.
I think technically you might be better at this than me. Although
Hanner doesn't make a big deal about it.
I was about to say I could use determination, I think, for something like this, but I wouldn't want to starting off. So yeah, the 2 of us will take the helm of the shuttle, and
I also have a focus in astrophysics, so I feel like that would benefit. But unfortunately, I did not roll below.
I'm not sure astrophysics would work for plotting a course.
Yes, which is what I'm doing.
Oh, you did great. You
2 successes.
Yeah, 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. I was gonna. We didn't even need the computer's assistance for that. So you only needed. This was a difficulty 1 task. So whoever is watching our group momentum, you now have 1 momentum.
As commander, I feel like momentum is always placed upon me.
Do you have a pencil and paper, Tyler, to keep track?
Do I have a pencil and paper?
Oh, good. Oh, yes.
Who's the second best note keeper on the podcast? Come on.
I love the second.
The first
step
that's very important. The first step is admitting it. Okay. All right. So Lieutenant Commander Zhang will be like, all right, if you guys are ready, let's take this highway to the danger zone. Anyone?
All right. So
I always go to the danger zone.
Yeah. All right. And
all right, so now we need to pilot the shuttle. So the pilot shuttle. So Patrick, I assume you're going to do this. This is control plus con, and if anybody has engines plus con, they can assist with a single d20.
Control plus. Oh, okay. So
control is like personal control. Con is like.
What can someone assist with?
So if anybody has. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the shuttle's engines and con. Excuse me.
Okay.
So the shuttle's engines.
I was like, is that another attribute? Does someone have an engine?
So the shuttle's engines and con is a 6. So if somebody could roll a d20 there. This is a difficulty 1 task. So.
Okay. I do have a focus in navigation.
I guess should I just roll the additional d20 then?
Yeah, if you want to.
Because I'm
all right. And I'm rolling 2 2 for the shuttlecraft, and I am looking to get a 15 or less.
Okay.
What's the difficulty of this?
This is difficulty 1.
Okay, another easy peasy
2,
lemon squeezy.
so we've got another momentum.
I think technically we might get 2 because I have shuttlecraft as a focus, right?
There you go. Add another one.
Does
The prophets are
a
wizards then.
Success count as 2?
So success count as 2. You know, I don't know if 2 successes each count as 2. That's
I don't think so in this case.
Yeah. So what are we up to? 2 momentum right now?
3.
3.
But it was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. So,
Smooth sailing, huh?
well then here we go. Let's fly this shuttle. You've calculated the best course to the Alcubierre's docking port, adjusting for the attitude and rotation rate of the silent ship. Using your calculations, the pilot departs the shuttle bay, headed for the science vessel. As your shuttlecraft nears the disabled Alcubierre, the main shuttle bay doors mysteriously open. You adjust your heading away from the docking port and safely land. The docking doors close behind you and the bay pressurizes. Apart from 2 of the Alcubierre's own shuttles, the bay is empty, lit only by flickering emergency lights. The bay feels eerily deserted.
I would look over to Lieutenant Hanor and be like, would that seem to say that the engines and the power is still on in the ship, or what do you make of this?
So, question for the GM. With my knowledge, is a Federation starship generally would the shuttle bay doors open automatically for a shuttle, like a Federation shuttle?
That's a good question. I'm not sure that I have an answer for you, but I think you can probably put that together once you get inside.
In the rulebook, it says if there's an applicable focus, each die that rolls equal to or less than the discipline being used scores 2 successes. So
you did get 2 successes there. Good job.
I shuttlecrafted so well, you guys don't even understand. Normally, I see a 10 and a 3 on 2 D20s. I'm like, dang it. Son of a goose.
In response to Zhang's inquiry, Hannah would just kind of tilt his head and say, it's entirely possible that if they're running on auxiliary power, they might have diverted some of it to the shuttle bay doors so that they could make external repairs, if that was what they were focusing on.
So probably weren't welcoming us in then.
Probably not.
Sir, I'd like to recommend that each of us split up, take a wall, and examine this bay and make sure it's secure and look for any sort of resources we could take with us, sir.
Well, before we get that far, let's actually talk about how another way that Star Trek Adventures operates, and it operates via scenes. Much like the Star Trek show operates, we probably would have just had a commercial break after that fun little moment, and now we have started a new scene. But as a part of starting scenes, the momentum pool decreases by 1.
Don't you worry. I got that one on lock by looking up the rules. So.
Yeah, I'm totally erasing a momentum from this game. You see, this is me. I wish you had told me that before I was writing in pen. It's gonna be difficult.
It's in your character sheet. You can just track it in character sheet.
Oh, really?
That makes no sense.
What I'm doing.
So now
it's a group pool.
Yes, it is a group pool, but so as long as we know when we get into situations when we need it, as long as we know, we know. So now that we are aboard the Alcubierre, by the way, named for the physicist Miguel Alcubierre, who was a Mexican physicist who just a few years ago proposed a speculative warp drive, which is
he was a giant nerd, wasn't he?
Did the warp drive say yes?
Wasn't he?
It said C.
Oh, right.
The question of whether or not that drive could be feasibly built, but he based all of it on Einsteinian theories, and he's done interviews on YouTube. You can look him up. It's pretty cool.
Way cool.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time researching this week, guys. Anyway, so I just want to remind you guys that right now on this ship, you are experiencing, once again, subspace interference. Comm badges will not work. Tricorders will only function on people and objects within reach, that is, within arm's length of a character. The ship has emergency lighting. So this trait increases the difficulty for ranged attacks and tasks to observe or identify things at medium range or beyond. Medium range being about 30 feet. The ship is disabled. Most systems are offline. This is going to affect turbo lifts, which are space elevators, basically. Doors, transporters, sensors, communications, replicators, warp drive, impulse engines. However, life support and other vital functions are still operational via emergency power. And there is red emergency lighting all over, but I made that just slightly dimmer lighting so that it would be easier to see on stream.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, look. It looks great on the stream.
Yes, hopefully this works. This is my first time doing Roll20 like this, guys, so fingers crossed.
You've done much better already, I think, than the first time I messed around with the lighting in the system.
You hear so now that you're out of the shuttle, you hear the beep, beep, beep of an active console somewhere.
That computer's coming right for us.
Does it sound like something that someone is using, or like an errant, like, I don't know what is a normal sound for something like that?
Is it a repeating pattern, or does it sound random?
Let's figure that out. So the Alcubierre shuttles 1 and 2 stand empty and dark. The doors to the control room are stuck half open as if the ship's power just gave out as someone was trying to walk through them. The light of the console inside the control room reflects in the window overlooking the bay, but there is no one inside. Whoever opened the shuttle bay's doors is not here.
Sir, there is a third shuttle. I suggest we investigate it to learn if anyone came in using it.
Commander Linares, I agree. I think we should see if they perhaps attempted to use the shuttles before whatever happened, before we move on.
I approve this suggestion. Standing orders as we make our way through the ship. Everyone should keep within visual range of one another, since comms are down, and let's keep talking to a minimum so that we can keep our ears open in case there is something dangerous in here.
Roger that.
Drew, do I have visual range on this console that's beeping? Can I determine what direction it's coming from?
Oh yes, if you look at the map, it is the bright light coming from the eastern side. Okay.
Hannah will go ahead and look at the group and say, let's check this out, and head over towards it, hefting the engineering tool kit.
All right, so as you get to the panel, the auxiliary controls are locked out, and they've been rerouted to main engineering. So this is something, again, that is a Star Trek thing. Typically, stuff is controlled from multiple locations, usually the bridge of the starship, but all of the stuff has been rerouted to main engineering, which is where all the power center of the ship is, and the thing in particular that they were experimenting with.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever opened the doors did not do it from this control room. You can see that based on what you've done. Now, if you would like to, you can take one of your points of momentum and you can use it to obtain information. Now you can ask a single relative question per 1 momentum spent. So, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm a little confused. Maybe I can confer with my fellow crewmates here, but what did someone we think opened up the shuttle bay doors from another part of the ship? Is that?
Yes.
So the shuttle bay doors are not automatic. Mm-hmm. Someone opened them, and you can tell that the one place that would normally be where you opened the doors has not been used or was not used for this.
communicate that to the team so they understand the situation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what, Tyler, what does Commander Linares think about that? Is this, does it feel like we're walking into some kind of a sticky situation?
So Commander Linares has a pretty firm grasp of, a starship and also Starfleet protocol. So where would be the potential locations besides this one where a shuttle door could be opened? I mean, I assume they just can't be opened from anywhere on the ship.
So if you're trying to if you're asking a question and spending a point of momentum, I can answer that question.
Sure, let's do that.
Or I can give you some information. So the console. So take a momentum away.
I did.
The console shows that someone bypassed the lockout to operate the bay doors from the bridge.
Okay.
So we're heading to the top.
I'm sorry. Can you point out on the map where the door that we're referring to is and where the panel is?
So this is the half-open door right here, and the panel is inside this room.
But the doors are half open.
Yeah, basically what this is a space where it's like air traffic control for the shuttle bay. It's where they would open the doors and bring ships in and bring ships out. So that's really all that room does. It's not a particularly special room if you're not doing those particular things. So it is interesting that there's any of anything that's doing any kind of beeping, but it also looks like it was not used to actually do that process.
Hold on, this room was not used to open these doors?
That panel was not used to open the doors. As we just found out by spinning the momentum, the control that control was remotely operated from the bridge.
Yes.
Oh, from the bridge?
Yes.
Yes, that's what he said.
Someone bypassed the lockout.
I thought you said it was in engineering.
No. Power has been routed away from this sector to engineering.
Correct.
But the shuttle doors were opened by someone who bypassed this control unit from the bridge. So we know that there is power in engineering, and we know that someone was operating things out of the bridge. So we have two locations of main interest. What we should determine now is, do we want to investigate the power source of the ship, engineering, or do we want to go towards where we know someone has assisted us already, the bridge?
No, I feel like we've got.
I will say there is another piece of information that you can get here if you want to spend another point of momentum.
Then we'd be down to 0.
Incorrect. We had 2.
We had 3, and then we all started a scene, and so we lost 1. We go down to 2. I just spent 1, so we're down to 1.
Down to 1.
No, sorry, but the rule that I was reading was
Patrick earned 4 in that one roll.
Well, I already earned 4 successes for 3 momentum. So that we had 4, went down to 3.
Oh,
used 1. Yep, 2. Maybe I should be doing this, Tyler.
Well, unfortunately, nobody made it clear that you gained that many.
Yeah, I think we all agreed that it was 3, and that's what Tyler wrote down.
He went and looked it up, and then I confirmed that, but I guess that
it doesn't matter. All right, so let's move on. All right, so.
Wait a minute, Double Doge in the chat said we have 8, so maybe I was wrong. 8 sounds good too. Yeah.
You can't have 8.
I would say let's spend another 1 and go down to 2. No, go down to 1.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That'd be going down to 1.
I will just tell you this because I'm not sure the question that you would have to ask to get this answer. So you already know that the lockout for the shuttle bay doors was bypassed by someone on the bridge, and you also know that command codes were not used to reroute ship systems to main engineer.
Command codes were not.
So it was done physically?
So when I say command codes, every Starfleet senior officer team has command codes that they use to authorize certain things on the ship. Like the self-destruct sequence has to be authorized by the command codes.
So this was a bypass.
So whatever, whoever transferred ship systems to main engineering did not use the command codes to do it.
what would it take to bypass that? Like, who would have the access to be able to do it without a command code?
Hack the computer?
I don't know, because as you're continuing to study the console, the power sputters out and the display dims. Before the console goes completely dark, the following message appears. Meet me in stellar cartography.
That's another location. Now, third
now-
I was
location.
A question I've had for a little bit. So do we have the blueprints to this ship?
I mean, it's a standard Oberth class starship. Yeah, I'm sure you could pull up the blueprints on your tricorder.
Right. Okay.
Pretty standard procedure, I would think.
I'll go ahead and turn towards the commander and say, while finding a power source might be useful, it also might be more useful to learn what happened from any surviving members of the crew. That's my recommendation.
I agree. Someone, what's the fastest way to the stellar cartography on the ship?
Well, before you get to
ships
stellar cartography, I got a little surprise for you. You got to get out of the shuttle bay, because as you recall, power is down. So if you see this door right over here as I click on it, that is your door to get out of the shuttle bay, and you are going to need to be able to get it open. So knowing Starfleet ships like you do, you know that there is a hand actuator that you can open up and pull on the side to try to force that door open. So if somebody would give that a shot, there's no real role for this. Just somebody announce that they're going to do it and give it a shot.
Sir, I recommend that the crew take their positions behind me, and I'll take point for safety.
Make it so.
I mean, each one of us has a unlicensed nuclear accelerator in their pocket. Pull out my little teeny phase type 1 phaser. Should we be worried about what we're walking into, Commander?
I'm always worried about what we're walking into, sir.
Yeah, I think it's pertinent to have phasers out.
All right,
I'm stun or phase. Is that it?
It's stun or kill.
For now, since we are not sure of what we're up against, I think stun
Set
is
phasers to phase
setting.
And
What's the opposite of stun? I don't know. Kill.
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 Okay.
I'm rocking
I am in
tricorder and phaser, like hand over hand, trying to suss things out while being ready to fire.
I am ready. I think that's one of the tactical tasks. So I've got my phaser drawn, and I am ready.
All right, who's pulling the handle?
Go for it, Folos.
I believe that should be handled by one of the folks who are more qualified.
It's just a handle. There's no role for
with
this.
those things.
It's just a handle.
I'm focused on the door.
The Commander Linares will handle the actual opening of the door.
Oh no, it doesn't work. It's broken.
Okay.
Wouldn't you know it? And that is my first threat spend of the evening. Ha ha ha.
Oh, boo.
Technically, I didn't have to tell you what I did, but I did it anyway. So now you guys need to figure out another way to get the door open. So this is going to be kind of up to you guys what you can think of to do, and this is where you, being smart Starfleet officers, can look at your stats. You can look at your attributes and your all of that good stuff, and figure out what you might be able to do, the tools you have with you that you might be able to do anything with, and figure something out. I've got a couple here that I can tell you about, but I just want to hear what you guys can come up with first.
Sir, I recommend letting me use my Ushantor to wedge the door open. Pry the door open, rather.
Okay.
That hardly seems necessary.
Prying the door open, forcing it open with brute strength.
And my blades, I have a focus for blades.
Requiring an object that a player character can use as a lever. This is a fitness plus security task with a difficulty of 3. So you may not be able to do it by yourself. You may need someone to assist you.
Seth,
Might I suggest
let him have this. Let the burly man have this.
Might I suggest that you allow me to try to open the door first so we don't cause undue damage?
How would you open it?
I will go ahead and tell you, Seth, there is no power going to the door, so engineering will not. Engineering in that status will not let you.
Yeah, he'll like walk up with a tricorder and go like, "Okay, go ahead."
No, just drop it down. Drop it all down.
Just rip it open.
You said, Drew,
Well, actually, I take that back. I have another one for you. You can actually do that, but basically, just use a phaser to cut into the bulkhead, and then you can hot wire it. So I take that back. I misread my little bit here.
That's going to be my suggestion: was turn a phaser into a short beam of like a couple feet. There was this prescient documentary in 1983 called Return of the Jedi, where they have these swords of light that they could chop through metal. I think that's what we should do here.
I believe I have seen that film in my viewing, sir. I can confirm.
So if you want to do that, this is a control plus engineering task with a difficulty of 2. So once again,
I think that would cause more damage. So Hannah will back off.
All right, we're chopping the door down.
Not much more you can do to this ship, gang. All right, so fitness plus security to open the door. This is a difficulty of 3, meaning Folos is not going to be able to do it by himself. Or you're going to have to spend momentum to get more dice. Now, when it comes to, I don't see a limit on the number of people that can assist another person, with the exception that it can only be up to 5. You can only spend up to 5 dice at one time.
Right. They're very specific about that.
The momentum spend for dice is kind of funky. So you spend 1 momentum to get 1 extra dice. Then it's 3 momentum to get a 2nd extra dice. But because you have other people here, I believe you can use up to all of you to get that done. Though I also want to remind you, all of you could try to pry this door open, but all of you could roll natural 20s and incur complications.
Hold on, I have a question. So if we assist, like, I have very different attributes and disciplines than he does.
You would use your own attributes and disciplines to factor the successes.
Okay, so it's essentially we all individually try
Yes. Now, anyone that's assisting only rolls 1 d20. So that is one thing to also take into account.
Oh, okay.
I'll assist.
His whip thin, so he's going to go ahead and let the other people take care of this.
I will say, if you want to try the control engineering task of phasering in and hot wiring the door, that's only a difficulty of 2.
We'll let this happen first and see what goes.
Yeah,
let's see how it goes.
This sounds fun. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to lead by example, which is one of my values.
Oh, okay.
And since am I using my blade or am I using my phaser? Or did we?
Well, if you're prying the door open, you'll use your blade.
Okay, so I'm using a blade. I have focus on blades. And
so when you say you're using your value, are you spending a determination point right now, or are you saving your determination?
I'm saving determination.
Okay, cool.
But I'm just...
And
I'm role playing.
Commander
just like carving the ice back home on Andoria.
Okay. So 2d20?
Yes, and I'm sorry, Tyler, what did you say?
I'm just assisting.
Okay, so we've got...
Yeah. And I'm assisting. I just roll a single d20.
Yes, assistants only roll single d20. So...
Gotcha.
Oh, golly.
Hey!
All right, so let's go in order. So, Folos, what was your number that you were trying to hit?
The number fitness of 10, security of 4. I got a 10. I rolled
you got a 2
and
and an 8, so that's 2 successes right there. Let's see if you have any. Focuses that would get you anything else. Squad tactics, blades. I don't know that you would have anything else that would help with that.
Internal security? I mean,
I don't know that
we're
would
trying
really
to get
count.
a door open.
I'm not sure that would count for this.
Okay, fair enough.
So beyond that, so that's 2 successes. You need 1 more success. Ty, what did Commander Linares need, and what did Commander Linares roll?
My fitness is a 7, my security is a 2 for a total of 9, and I rolled a 9.
Oh my goodness!
Ooh,
Tyler.
I don't know whether ties count or not. We need to look this up real quick.
I think it's meet or beat. Yeah. I did not succeed because I rolled an 11 and I have fitness 8, security 2. So I would have needed a 10. I'm pretty sure an 11 doesn't do it. But if I had rolled a 10, I'm pretty sure that would have done it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I'm going to count it as a win because I want to. And, if anything,
Thank you.
it'll be a house rule.
Thank you.
I believe it is meet or beat. I went over the rules recently. So
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, So, with that said, you guys have gotten through this door. Excellent.
Way to go, Lieutenant Commander Folos.
My pleasure, sir.
So as
Simply doing my duty, sir.
So as you step into the next room, you see scorch marks cover the corridor walls. Damaged power couplings spark beneath broken, burnt-out panels. On the deck are the dead bodies of 7 Starfleet crew members.
My goodness
Which
gracious.
is going to take us into our next spot.
Oh no. Lieutenant T'Pril, their bodies. Oh no.
Yeah, Dr. T'Prel immediately runs toward the bodies because hesitation is as bad as inaction. Says my
Doctors,
values.
Doctor, wait, there may be traps.
In a TTRPG? What are you talking about?
So I will
Just get
say-
up in there.
I will tell you, there's no traps right now. I'll be nice. So
Doctor, I have it on good authority that there are no traps.
I'm looking at the map on Roll20 and it does not say ambush hallway.
The prophets have discussed with us that there are no maps. There are no traps. There are maps, but no traps.
There are no traps on the maps.
So if you would like to examine the bodies, that is actually a difficulty 0 task. So this means you automatically succeed, which is great. But
It's
there's-
trivial. They're dead, Jim.
But there's other information that you could get out of these bodies, like how did they die? But the only way you can get that information is by spending momentum to obtain information. You only have 1 momentum left, so the only way to do it is to get some successes on a dice roll by rolling even though you don't need to and hoping that you get successes that you can spend right now.
Could we not obtain information by rolling dice?
That's
what you
basically
just
what we'd
said.
be doing. So
Okay.
Yeah,
this
I need
is-
to roll for medicine, even though it's difficulty 0, and that way we'll get some momentum, and then we can spend that to get more information.
Yeah, this is one of the things about difficulty 0 tasks. There are times when you'll just want it to happen, but there are times when you'll want to risk it because by rolling, you could be very well risking complications happening right now. And that's sort of the give and take. So it's one of those situations. Y'all all have tricorders. You could roll a bunch of tricorders right now and get a good bit of information.
This is medicine.
This is insight plus medicine is the roll.
Yeah, not me. I'm not that guy.
Okay, so that would be a 16 for me. Putting those two together.
Let's go.
All right.
Oh
Hey,
la la.
balances out.
Oh,
Natty.
a 1 is good, right?
Natty
Yes.
one.
Now hold on a second.
Right,
What are
so
your
we're
what
up
are
to
your
3
focuses,
momentum?
Rebecca?
Is that right? No, because I failed on the other one, right?
You failed on the
17
other
would
one,
be a
but,
failure.
but that's a good question that Seth asks. What are your focuses?
Let's see. Is it a murder
emergency
mystery
medicine.
story?
Oh my
Drew?
god.
Is this a murder
Oh my god, this is
mystery?
perfect for her.
Oh, it is a murder mystery story, right?
Dun, dun, dun.
Seems like it to me.
You know,
No.
I wasn't going to let that happen, but everybody's so excited about it. I'm going to count that as 3 successes.
Yay.
Oh, I heard about this on that
Successes.
podcast I listened to.
Dead bodies. You've heard about dead bodies.
So with that said, you can
Sometimes people
spend
don't be alive anymore.
They don't be living no mo.
so you can spend up to 3 momentum to get pieces of information right now.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we probably should have. I think Jang would ask like, what did this?
You now, so if you with that scan, and we will spend 1 momentum to get the
Mhm.
first piece of information. So you know that the Alcubierre has been missing for a while. The crew members that are dead here died less than a week ago.
Oh man. They stanky though.
So would you like to spend another point of momentum to find out more?
Is
more
there any
information?
sign of like a struggle
I
or
will
a
say the other
wound
thing that
or-
you know with the base scan is that they were killed by disruptor fire. I apologize, I forgot to tell you that.
Disruptor
they were killed
fire.
by
What
disruptor
define
fire.
Disruptor fire.
A
What does
disruptor
that
is a
mean?
type of weapon.
Okay.
So
I
some
will
kind
tell
of an
you,
attack.
disruptors are often used by enemy factions in Star Trek, as opposed to
Yeah.
phasers that are used by Starfleet.
So I was going to say, like, does your character relay that information to us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. That's on me. So I'm telling you
Okay.
now. So you know that's disruptors, and it was less than a week ago. I can tell you 2 more bits of information depending on how much momentum you want to spend.
Well, we're down to
search the room.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because we got that for free.
I see some pads and things laying around the room. Should we search those?
You won't find anything of value.
Yeah. I mean, I would vote move on and see if we can find what did this and maybe keep some momentum going.
Has there been any tension with any other non-Federation factions recently?
In this sector?
Yeah, in this sector.
Well, you're outside
specifically.
of Federation space. So
Okay. Yeah.
at this point, who knows?
We were doing testing outside of Federation. Whatever.
Well, it was a warp drive test, so
Oh, right. That's true. We just end up places. Who knows?
sometimes you end up fighting Borg. Sometimes you end up with a guy with 3 fingers.
Borgs don't use disruptors, do they?
Doing the guy with 3 fingers taking you halfway across the galaxy, and then you have to Wesley your way back. You know, sometimes that happens. All right. Well, you guys want to move on?
I would recommend it, Commander Tyler.
Let's try the next door.
All
Hannah
right.
was hesitant to take his phaser out before, but now he has it ready.
And we have come to the end of our second scene as we move in to Act 2. So, of course, at the start of this scene, we lose a momentum point.
But we have
Very
one
sorry.
left.
So now you know a few things. Right now, you know that as we start this, as we come back from commercial break, power is out largely in the ship. The shuttle bay doors opened, and they were opened from the bridge. You also know that most systems were routed to engineering, but you don't know who or why did it. You just know that no command codes were used to do that. You know that there is disruptor fire in this hallway, and you got a cryptic message telling you to meet me in stellar cartography.
That's not that cryptic. We just don't know who sent it.
I mean, it's a blinking panel in the middle of a dark shuttle bay. It's pretty cryptic to me. I don't know.
I mean, a cryptic would be like, "Meet me where the stars dance."
Now knowing that there was disruptor fire here, it makes that message a little bit less enticing. You know, that could very well be a trap. Now it's looking very trappy.
So you have a couple of ways to go. Where would you like to go first? Or where would you like to go next?
Should we examine this room at the top?
Yeah, if you want to examine that room at the top, you don't find anything of any real use.
Okay.
I have a question. If we were to go to engineering, could we restore power to the ship and potentially find security footage that might show us who came through a few days ago?
Always a
Getting way
possibility,
ahead of
but
myself.
You sure could.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Commander, I suggest proceeding to stellar cartography. Stellar cartography does not have control over any other ship systems. So were a fight to break out, it's unlikely that it would damage the ship even further and potentially cause loss of life.
your assessment is good, and I am keen to figure out who sent us this message. Be friend or foe. I would like to spring the trap, even if it is one.
Aye, sir.
So,
you going to stellar cartography?
Mhm.
we're going to stellar cartography, whichever
that's
door that
no
takes us through.
Fun. That's no fun. So you're gonna have to move, but you don't have turbo lift access. You're gonna have to move between different decks using Jeffrey's tubes, ladders, things like that. The corridors are dimly lit from the glow of the red emergency lighting. ahead, as you move to the section to go, you find 3 more dead Starfleet officers. You recognize them from the mission briefing. This is Captain Kelly, his first officer, Commander Dandrick, and their chief of security, Lieutenant Talau. As you examine their bodies, a disruptor blast scorches the wall beside you. You look up and you see 4 Romulans at the other end of the corridor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Phasers out and ready. Still.
Commander, if they bleed, we can kill them or stun them with a phaser. It's from one of my favorite movies. It's Predator.
Let's see if they bleed green.
Now, did that reveal anything? Y'all might have to go in
But
here.
I don't have the time to bleed.
Commander, do we set phasers to phase?
Oh, it looks like we got some permanent darkness in here.
Yeah.
Why is my team so talkative in the middle of combat? It's like I have 3 Deadpools all in combat with me right
Did
now.
that actually reveal anything there? Can you guys see this now?
yes.
Okay, good.
I see them Romulans. But there's still some
black space in between. Oh,
Yeah,
there you
sorry.
go. Okay.
Roll 20, everybody. Roll 20.
we're good.
Yeah, doing great, Herb.
So
Great job.
this is a conflict encounter. And in conflict encounters like this, the players are taking the first turn. So when it comes to how turns work, who's rolling initiative?
You said to roll 20.
Oh, that's the name of this system we're playing, you silly Billy.
When it comes, so
you
when
wasted a 3. That's a good roll in this system.
when it comes to turns in this game, turns are based off of basically players, enemies, players, enemies, players, enemies. There is no set turn order that is set up by the game. So it's basically kind of whoever wants to do what, but you can't go again until everyone else has gone. There are abilities that you can spend, like you can spend a momentum to have another one of your team go a second time, but that's the only time you can do it before the enemy has to take a turn. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about combat. And I'm going to call up some sheets for me real quick so I can have this handy. So basically, when it comes down to it, there are minor tasks you can do, and there are what are they called? Where's my sheet here? Sorry. There are minor actions and there are tasks. If you want to associate it with kind of the way that other TTRPGs work, like stuff that would be a move action or stuff that's a full action or standard action. So some of the minor tasks that you can do in combat are minor actions. You can aim. And if you choose to aim, that means when you fire your weapon, you can choose to re-roll one of the D20s that you do. You can drop prone to the ground to make it more difficult to be attacked. You can move, etc. When it comes to combat tasks, there are specific things that you can do. You can assist, of course. You can attack. You can create an advantage. There are many things you can do. Some of you will actually have specific combat tasks you can do on your turns. Tyler, being the first officer in the command officer track, has one of these in the rally ability. I'm not sure if anybody else has one of those.
Don't think I do.
But some of this stuff will be like first aid. So if you get damaged, you can have somebody, you can either perform first aid on yourself or you can have somebody else perform first aid. So that is where we're going to start. When it comes to types of attacks you can do, there are, of course, melee attacks and there are ranged attacks. Melee attacks, everything, of course, rolls 2d20s. Melee attacks are what they call opposed checks, meaning whoever you attack, they have an opposed check to see whether you're successful or not. Ranged attacks are not opposed, but they're a little more difficult. Keep in mind that we're still in the low light situation, so ranged attacks with your phasers are going to be difficulty of 3 instead of the standard difficulty of 2.
Ooh. Oh,
All
boy.
right.
So with that said, once you attack, if you are successful, you are going to roll a number of D6s. The D6s are going to be based on the weapon that you have. Each of you have a weapon on your character sheet that you can see. Some of your weapons are going to be more powerful than others. Some of your weapons are going to be the same, but in the hands of someone who is better at using them. So with that said, there will be other stuff that we're going to get into when it comes to this.
I have a question.
What's up?
Sorry, I have a talent that is specific to the first round of combat, and I don't know what it means. It says quick to action. During the first round of combat, you and your allies may ignore the normal momentum cost to keep the initiative, but I don't see keep the initiative in the conflict reference.
So what keep the initiative is that is something you can spend momentum on in combat. So keep the initiative would be if one of you goes, you could then have the next person on your team go without spending a momentum to do that.
So like we could act twice in the first round of combat because
of your quick to
have
action.
this ability.
Correct.
Okay.
So if you want to see at the bottom of your character sheets PDF that you guys have, there are combat momentum things that you can spend, and that is how much momentum it costs, and if it says an I next to it, that means it's immediate. If it's got an R next to it, that means it's repeatable. So you could, for example, if you had enough momentum, create an opportunity, which is going to add an extra D20 to people's dice rolls every round if you wanted to, or if you had the momentum to spend. How much momentum do you guys have at the start right now?
One.
So I think that you calling out that you have that fun talent, quick to action, is pretty good, because that means you guys are going to get to go twice this round, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so I burst through the door and shove those two aside and jump in the middle of the three.
Okay, so you are now in the middle of 3 Romulan Ulans, which is like a Romulan, and I'm gonna actually treat this some of these walls like they're not here. So just to let you guys know that. So with that said, so that's your move action, your minor action. Do you have a task that you would like to do?
Yes, I'm going to
crush your enemies.
Yeah.
Hear the lamentations of their women.
I'm going to use my Ushantor in basically a spinning motion.
I don't think do you have the ability to do that?
Ashante to you too, Todd.
That you might not have the capability to do.
Changing the action type from attack to task has there's some connotation that comes along for the ride with that one.
Well, wait until we get to later in the in the mix here. So
well, I don't know that I can do that specific move, but
yeah, if you had a weapon that had an area attack effect, you could do that, but only if you rolled well enough to have that effect go off. So, for example, I will point out with your Ushantor, it's a melee weapon, so it's an opposed check. It rolls 6
D6.
Basically 6d6, 6 damage dice. They have a name for them that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But if you roll a 5 or a 6, that activates the effect that's on that weapon, which in this case is vicious. And vicious, I believe, does more damage if it has that effect to it. I gotta call up where that is though.
Yeah. So what is size? Because size
is just what the size of the weapon is.
Oh, okay.
2-hand weapon versus 1-hand weapon that might impact some other stuff that you could do. Like you couldn't access a control panel while you were carrying a phaser rifle, that sort of thing.
So they're all within arm's reach of me. Can I not just hold it out and spin in a circle?
Unfortunately, for the sake of the gameplay rules, it will not let you do that.
Okay.
You really did get your training from action movies, huh?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Exclusively, sir.
All right, so which one are you
should see my phaser kata.
So which one are you going to attack?
Looking at the map, I'll attack the one that's to my immediate right, so it's the one between me and the other two.
Okay.
officers. Yeah.
All right, so let me make sure that I do this right.
Wait, are those not the dead bodies? I thought those were the dead bodies.
No, these are the Romulans.
Them the Romulans.
You may notice that Romulans have pointy ears and look a lot like Vulcans. But they're not.
There's some stuff there.
So,
All right. So
go ahead and
roll your d20 and I will roll mine.
Well, do I roll d20 or okay? So
you have
roll,
to do a melee attack. The melee attack itself is. Sorry, I got too many windows open, gang. Too many windows open.
Welcome to being a GM, Drew.
I know,
That's
right?
my life. You're explaining my life.
So melee attack is a roll of daring plus security, but it's only got a difficulty of 1.
Oh, okay.
And I also have to roll a daring plus security with a difficulty of 1 to see if I can stop you from being able to damage me.
So I've got daring at a 12, security at a 4, but I also have blade of focus. Blades as a focus. I also have fearless as a focus.
So 1 success will be 2 if
Yes.
you
So you
get
won't
one.
get to do.
If it rolls under the discipline value, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I roll 2d20.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it'll be your daring
Daring.
plus security. So what's your daring?
Daring is 12.
And what's your security?
4.
So you have to roll
16.
under 16.
16 or less.
All right, here we go.
That certainly looks
Did
like
it with aplomb.
2 successes.
Yep.
And you're using your Ushan Tor, which would give you a focus on blades, which that is a blades. That would count to 4 successes.
Woo! Slice them up.
I don't think that. Wait. I don't
But
think
I have to roll
sorry.
my check to see if these are actually successes.
Okay.
So with mine, I am trying to beat 10. Ooh,
No.
and I have succeeded. So I don't believe this goes off.
Man.
I
Are
don't
you
think
comparing successes here, or how does that work?
So for a melee attack, the attacker attempts a daring plus security task with a difficulty of 1, opposed by the target's daring plus security, also difficulty of 1. If the target wins the opposed task, they are considered to have made the task. They're considered to have, I don't know who wins ties, so that's a good question. And I looked this up the other day.
Well, he got 4 successes. Did you also get 4 for defense, or is
I
that,
only
is
got
that
2,
how it works?
so let me see. So if both succeed, you subtract the momentum generated from each other. If one party is left with momentum, they win. This means that I don't believe you get the full 4 momentum. I think you
I
just
get
get the
2.
1 momentum for the security.
Oh.
Because it's a difficulty of 1, so that's not momentum. So you have the
okay.
1 extra that gets added to your momentum.
Okay. So it hit, yes?
I believe it hit. Yes.
So now I have to roll 6d6.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you roll 6d6. So if you get a 1 or a 2, that is how much damage you do to this particular person. If you roll a 3 or a 4, it does no damage. If you roll a 5 or a 6, it rolls damage of 1, as well as getting the effect, which in this case on your Ushan Tor is a vicious of 1, meaning it adds 1 extra damage to that roll.
Oh my! So you're looking good for 5s and 6s here as well.
Nice. All right. So 66 coming up.
Oh my god, this could be a lot. Ooh.
All right.
1,
So
2,
we've got
That's
so
5.
there's 3, so that's 5 damage. So when it comes to damage, each character and NPC has something called stress. This functions weirdly like SP, kinda, if you want to put it in Starfinder terms. Though you count up, it's technically counting down. I'm not a huge fan of how they do that, but you have added 5 stress to this character.
To my character?
No, to the person that you're attacking.
The person I'm attacking. Okay.
The fun part about stress is that when you get 5 damage in a single moment, this character now has an injury. Injuries affect more affect you guys than my guys, but this guy is now injured and is not having a great day. So let me just make a note of that.
Quickly, Lieutenant DePrill, he needs medical attention. Folos didn't know his own strength. He cut off like half of his hand. So many Romulan fingers on the ground.
All right, so that is turn 1. And now if you guys are wanting to use medical officer T'Prell's quick to action, that means someone else can go already.
Can it be literally anyone, or does it have?
Again, it's
I
one of those.
I would assume that they would have to be involved, right? Because it's their.
So I'm imagining
Value
that this wall does not exist for the sake of this, and that we're fighting, roughly in this hallway. I just didn't drag the things over.
I don't think I have to be the one to act. It just says during the first round of combat, you and your allies may ignore the normal momentum cost.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And again, there's no turn order. So it can be as long
whoever...
So Todd just can't go again until everybody else is gone.
Oh, so and we all get to go before?
Only one person gets to go now, and then my guys get to go.
Okay, I would recommend one of you guys in the back here maybe move forward and pop off a shot or something. Like Commander Tyler. Commander Linares.
Drew, when you say that Todd can't go again until everybody's taken a turn, does that include the direct task?
That's a great question. So let me look at that.
Well, that would count as your
That would count as my combat task
for your turn.
Yeah.
So that would be your task, telling him to do a task. So you would not have a task at that point. He would have another task.
Okay, but I could use a minor action to move a little further into the room and then use my combat task to allow our security officer to essentially attack again, right?
Continue wailing on this dude, yes.
I could do that.
Now, one thing that I did not think about is using this Ushan Tor, is that counting as because it's a vicious melee weapon.
Yeah, that's got to be a lethal attack,
is that counting
right?
as a lethal attack? And fun thing about lethal attacks, when you use lethal attacks against the GM, I get threat, and that means I can do stuff. So I'm going to add just one little threat to my sheet here.
Lock a door again with it. I'm not worried about your threats, Drew.
As somebody who appreciates more optimistic, less combat focused Trek, I appreciate that.
I love that, actually. It is not a team of murder hobos. It is a team of stun hobos.
Todd is literally, his character's covered in blood.
Immediately.
For the glory of Andoria.
And the commander's like, yeah, keep doing that. Keep doing that.
I just listen, the cat's already out of the bag. He stabbed somebody.
Yeah, stab again.
What is there left to do at this point?
Get him, Todd. Get him.
Now you could, instead of using your Ushan Tor, you could use your just clothesline this dude.
Ushan Tor is a two-handed weapon, right?
Or
that's one hand.
Do I still have to attack? Do I still have to attack that same person? Can I attack one of the others?
Let's look at
you get a full-on task, so you could choose. You don't even have to attack. You could move or do any. You could take any other of your normal tasks.
I'll attack.
Tap dance.
All right. So we are. So just to clarify, we are using your talent.
Yeah. So Tyler, if you want to
using Doctor's talent,
if you want to move in,
I will move in, which will put me. I'm gonna. Oh boy, where do I want to post up here? I'll post up against this computer terminal on the right side of the room.
Okay. And you're using your task to give Todd another task.
Correct.
All right, Todd, what you want to do?
I'm going to attack.
You're a guest here, Todd. Just get them all. It's all you. We're going to do this every round.
I'm actually going to move to this one that's bottom left. That's across from the doctor.
Now, if you move, that's all you got.
No. I mean, I'll move my attack to that.
Oh, okay.
To that one.
So you're going to go. You're going to go after
spinning around
this guy.
Correct.
Okay.
We found a way for him to get his spinneroni. It just takes a lot of assistance.
I'm just gonna work my way slowly around in a circle. So 2d20 once again.
Yes. Oh, I don't know that you've got it here.
So
I think I've only got
2 successes.
Or two.
yeah, one
one success.
plus your focus for 2.
Oh, but I was looking for a number. I was only looking for 10, so I've got 2 failures.
Whoa.
So you've got another
That's another-
success. So roll that beautiful bean footage. Do we attack him with the Ushan Tor again?
Oh yes,
Ooh,
absolutely.
you know, I love that.
Did we get a momentum for this, or
No, because there was only
It
one
was just
success.
one success. Yeah.
okay?
All right, 66.
Ooh, so
Ooh.
that's
Yeah, it was a 5.
so
Four.
three and 4. So that's nothing there. So you've got 2 2s, so that's a 4. That's 4, and you've got a 5, so that's another 1 plus your vicious effect. So that technically counts as another 2. So that is 6 points of damage on the second Ushan.
Nice.
So 6 stress, which means because they exceeded 5, they took an injury as well.
Another injury. Wow, wee wow, gang. Y'all are.
Yeah. Wraith in the chat says, stressing the heck out, Todd.
Want some? Come get some.
I'm stressed out about my.
I'm gonna stress you
arteries
so bad.
Flashed.
You never come to this neighborhood again. I'll just stress you so hard.
Folos
I
is gonna
googled
start.
what
Folos is gonna start
Ushan
singing
Tor looks
80s
like.
power ballads and dancing
Yes.
Do you really want to taste me?
around.
Ushan Tor, I googled it. Looks kind of like a baker's like bread knife. It looks
Yeah.
like a tool.
Oh, it's
you would-
100% a baker's bread knife that somebody carved little notches into.
Yeah, with,
they
with
are-
points
they
on
are-
either end and teeth. Yeah.
They are Andorian. So you guys don't know about Andor. It's a frosty ice planet, and it is an ice miner's knife. And it is used.
Pretty sure that's where the Ewoks are from. So
Nice.
I know all about Andor.
So they are also Cassian Andor coming to Disney Plus this summer.
Nice.
Does he have this knife?
We'll see.
Unless this is the only combat in this scenario, let's gas it.
I stay frosty, sir.
Is this guy still up? He's got to be stressed the heck out.
So they are both still up, but they are both very stressed, and they are both injured.
You
Which-
attacked another one. Oh.
which is pretty wild. So with that said, it is now my guy's turn. So who am I gonna use? I did have a specific person I was gonna use, but I'm gonna use somebody else instead. I am gonna have this Centurion pop out from this door here, and he is gonna shoot our boy Folos Indelev with a Romulan phaser rifle, or excuse me, disruptor rifle.
I was about to say.
Pardon. Disruptor
I mean, they could have
rifle.
stolen phasers off the dead Starfleet. So I
Todd-
mean, you really.
Todd, it's been a good run. We'll see.
I appreciate you guys having me on. This has been a lot of fun. I'll see you guys later.
So I need to check how much threat I have. Okay, great. All right. So I will also remind that when it comes to damage, we are still in low light. So any ranged damage outside of a certain round has excessive difficulty to it. But I'm pretty close, so we just gonna be rolling this beautiful bean footage to see what we get. So for ranged attacks, it is control plus security. Those are the two numbers that we're adding up to do that. So let's see what happens.
Oh, you rolled really well.
Yeah, baby. That is 2 successes.
Ow.
And from here, I am going to roll 6 damage dice. So let's see what happens.
Well, now we know why all the other Starfleet members are dead.
Wow, I have to type in because Roll20 doesn't even have this on there.
Is it always 6 damage dice, or is it dependent upon the weapon?
It's dependent upon the weapon.
Oh,
So,
I see. I see where the dice are located on the character sheet now.
Yeah, they're the ones next to the little Starfleet deltas.
Oh, okay. Those are Star Trek dice. Roll the Star Trek dice, the D6.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay,
Ooh.
so I have 3 dice that are doing absolutely nothing.
Those 4s.
Ooh.
But I have 4 damage, 4 stress going against old Folos, and I rolled a 5. So my phaser rifle is also a vicious 1. So that is 6 stress to our boy Folos.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, we get to figure out what the injury rules are for player characters.
So Folos, you are now, having taken that damage, injured.
Jeez Louise.
So
I gotcha.
if we want to talk about injuries, let's talk about injuries because we probably should.
Oh no. It's brutal.
So if your character suffers 5 or more damage from a single attack or hazard, after a reduction from resistance, which we have not talked about resistance yet, if you duck behind something, if you hide behind a door, you can get some resistance to these effects, and that will resist some of the damage coming in. If you're at 0 stress, if you're out of stress, any attack that's successful gets an injury. Let's see. When a character suffers an injury, they are incapacitated. They cannot carry out any major actions or attempt any tasks for the remainder of the scene. A character that suffers a second injury when already suffering from a non-lethal injury now suffers from a lethal injury instead. A character that suffers an injury while already suffering from a lethal injury is dead.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Now, when a character suffers an injury, they have the option to avoid it as they can dive aside at the last moment, duck under cover, dodge out of the way. This is called avoiding an injury, and it has a cost. The cost is 2 momentum. If you spend that, you will avoid the injury and be able to stay in the fight, but you will suffer a complication. Whether this is a minor injury, collateral damage, something else, that's up to me.
So could I dive out of the way?
If you want to spend 2 momentum to do that.
You have the momentum to do it.
That's not the only thing that you can do. So
Because if he's firing directly at me, he's going to hit this first guy that I attacked.
I don't think so.
But he's done right now. The Centurion in this fight cannot attack until we get through one other Ushan who is still in this fight. You do have a medical officer that could come over and roll first aid to try to remove an injury.
But I have to get right up next to him to do that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
that doesn't seem.
Or you could hope that you could fire and take off enough damage on some of these other Romulans that they also get injured or something else happens.
I mean, I don't.
Well, I
know.
think what Todd was saying a minute ago is if he can dive out of the way, wouldn't the disruptor beam hit the guy behind him?
Oh, I mean, in a perfect world that would happen, but this is an imperfect world.
Yeah, I don't want to play. I don't want to play with those.
Logical.
I don't want to play with those rules because then Drew uses 2 threat and dodges that one out of the way, and then I get hit.
I technically have the same capabilities, so I could have been doing all of this, but I have chosen not to.
So can I dive here, and then that way she can move up here?
Yeah. So you have
and
now
not worry about this person attacking her.
Yeah. So you now have no injury. You have spent the 2. You have spent the 2 momentum. The 2 momentum do be gone. And so you guys are down to what? 0 momentum now.
Yes.
So is my stress gone as well?
So your stress is still there, but you do not have an injury.
Okay.
Which is good, because if you took the injury, you would just be a worthless lump on the ground.
Yeah, you're not incapacitated either because you weren't injured.
So another thing to keep in mind is how much stress do you have total?
Gotcha.
So what is your total stress?
Total stress could be up to 14.
Oh my!
Wow, you got a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, security boy.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So you've taken a big chunk of stress again, because this is why they call it stress, because you may not actually take damage, but it's still impacting you.
Someone just tried to melt your face off with a disruption rifle.
All right, Starfleet. You guys are up next. That was an interesting thing. I'll remind you guys that this guy is injured and basically out of the fight, and this guy is injured and basically out of the fight.
Can I move forward and try and phase stun this one?
Yes.
If I get right next to him, will it incur the darkness penalty or no?
I think if you're in this room, you're not going to incur any darkness.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get up next to him and
Now, I will
try.
say, if you are in melee range of the character, it will increase the difficulty of firing at him.
Does it? Oh, do they have melee weapons?
I mean, it could just be like, "Hey, stop!"
Punch. Okay.
Yeah, it would just be like
You're
trying to shoot somebody who's
you're probably
2 inches
better-
from you.
Yeah, you're probably
move back
better
a little
at
bit then.
probably better doing that. And there are other combat tasks you can do instead of moving. For example, you could. Where is my?
Well, oh yeah, I could aim.
You could do
if-
something like aim, which would allow you to re-roll a single d20 on the attack you make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you could just stay where you were to do that.
Yeah, if there's no penalty, I'll try to do that against the uninjured one. So that is a minor action to aim, and attack is difficulty 1. Control.
So if you're doing a ranged attack, it's a difficult.
Yeah, what's range? Is
I'm
that
sorry, I
different?
think the ranged
Control and
attacks are
security.
difficulty 1. For some reason, I have difficulty 2 written down.
A ranged attack, the attacker attempts a control plus security with a difficulty of 2.
Oh, it is a
Okay.
difficulty of 2. Sorry, it's difficulty
This
of
is not
1
an
for
opposed-
melee. Apologies.
The difficulty of this task increases by 1 if there is an enemy within reach of the attacker, blah, 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 blah.
So I would need a 13. So I'm going to roll 2d20. And I suck. I suck at rolling dice, but that's good in this game. So 2 successes.
2 successes. So you don't get any momentum, but you do get to roll. How many damage dice are you rolling against this dude?
4d6.
4d6. So you have a type 1 phaser, the cricket phaser, not the big type 2 dustbuster phaser.
Little pocket phaser. And yeah, so 46. I'll roll that. Oh, there we go.
What a
baby.
killer roll.
5, 6, 6.
So unfortunately, so your
don't
4, of course, does nothing. But unfortunately, I don't believe that your particular phaser has an effect on it.
It says charge. I don't think that
Charge is something that you
Does
can do
anything.
with it. So that is another
charge it up.
that is another
Minor.
minor action that you can do, is to charge it to increase its damage. But
Oh, I see. And I can make it vicious 1, for example.
right.
All right. Well, I didn't do that. So I am doing 3 stress.
So you were doing 3 stress on this guy. So he is still up and he is not injured. Oh, but it's his turn now.
I did it. I succeeded.
And he sees you just shot him like pitiful Starfleet with their phasers.
My teeny phaser, I'm now trying to like recharge for the next turn. It's like, just don't go anywhere. I got you.
Looks like you unlock your car with that. Why a Romulan knows what a car is. All right, so he's gonna take a shot at you.
No.
Oh,
No, Drew.
And I believe
No.
I've done it, baby.
Your very, very bad rolls also paying off. Do
So-
I roll defense? Nope.
Not for ranged attacks, only for
Oh, right.
only for melee. Now,
Gotcha.
again, another minor action you could do is to like hide behind one of these consoles that would give you, let's say, 1 resistance, so that we would subtract the resistance from the deal. So let me see once again, how many dice am I gonna roll? I get to roll 6d6, baby.
What weapons do they have?
These disruptor
They
rifles
have
don't mess
Romulan
around.
disruptor rifles.
Oh
And I
my.
will say they might have only had disruptor pistols if I didn't have so much threat.
No.
Ah,
So that is a
No,
spend that I can make to make that.
The scene is so dangerous.
yeah. When, these are some of the elite Romulans with big
Danger
guns.
scene.
Oh no!
Oh.
no!
Whoa.
So,
is
so
some-
this has vicious. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
That's 10 damage. Patrick, how much
Yeah.
stress do you have?
I think I've got a I think I'm still good. I was counting as. Oh no, I have 10 stress exactly.
All right, so you are down and injured.
We got a new target for the medical officer who's standing right next to me.
Good thing I saved my turn.
All right.
That goes pretty darn quick with a vicious weapon.
All right,
And a ball to
Starfleet,
roll.
it's your turn
All right,
again.
Dr. Deprell sees her comrade or commander. What are you? I don't know what you are, Lieutenant. Go down
Commander
next to her.
Goonies never say die, but I think I might.
All right, so let's talk about first aid as a thing that you can do. So first aid, let's see, where is it?
You start that sentence very confidently, and then you're like, all right, now let me look it up.
So first aid is a difficulty 1 task, which is daring plus medicine. And that means, and a success means that the injured character is stabilized. So they are not dying, but will remain incapacitated. So with that said, let's see
So
if
hold on one sec. In addition to this, as the medical officer, I have a talent called First Response that says when attempting a first aid task during a combat encounter, which we are, you gain a bonus D20, and you may always succeed at a cost, with each complication adding +1 to the difficulty of healing the injury subsequently.
So succeeding at a cost is what gives me threat. So that I will leave optional to you because you also...
Yes, but I still get a bonus D20 regardless.
Yes. And you also have the focus of emergency medicine, which I would
so
consider...
successes count for 2.
So success would count for 2. So this could be a way to build up some momentum this turn, for sure.
Do it, Rebecca.
All right, so what was it? Daring and medicine. So that
Daring
would
and
be
medicine.
15 for me.
Ooh.
So this will be 3 D20.
Oh, that scared me so much.
So good. Is that 6 successes?
What does that mean?
So you almost had a 20 there, and I was going to be real happy. So I am going to
Already
play a
disappointed.
sound effect. I haven't been playing sound effects. Oh my gosh. Let me play a dang phaser. Let me give you some medical treatment.
Oh,
I like it.
So that's
Hit with
is
the
our
hypo
first
spread.
natural 1?
This is the first natural 1, which would be terrible in any other game. So you have 3 successes on the dice right now.
And then
Yeah, but the one would count as 2.
But the 1 you count as 2.
And I have emergency medicine.
So that is 7 successes. Is that right?
that seems
Yeah.
like a lot, but I'll take it.
So that means you have 1 to succeed at the task, to save Commander Zhang's life,
Okay.
and then you have full 6 momentum.
Look at that.
We
How
need
you
a lot
like
of momentum,
them
guys.
apples?
We need a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
Having 0 was a bad day.
Okay. And I'm just not
Science officer is
dying
saving the day here.
any longer.
So you're not dying now.
Yay.
Next round, you are incapacitated. You're out of the fight, but there is a recover ability. Actually, don't know if you're able to do that.
We'll see if we get there.
I
But
think you might just be out right now.
you have this guy left, right? No, he just went. Do you have someone that can go right now?
Yes, I do, because I still have the Centurion, the dude over here who shot Todd's character, and who is now available to go again because there's nobody else that can go.
Oh, okay. So if there was just one person like on your team, they could like go after each one of our actions.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Superhuman.
So again, it's just back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
There is no turn order as long as there are people to fight.
That's interesting.
So with that said, let's see, what is this guy gonna do? I think he might still recognize that that this big Andorian is a threat and take another shot.
The guy that took out half of his team is that
Yeah.
right? What? Drew, you're talking crazy.
So here we go. Another 2d20.
I dive out of the way.
Oh, oh,
Oh no.
oh. Gang, I needed to do. I needed a 14 to hit it, and I have
so
a
that's
natural 1. So this is 3 successes. So let me see what I can do with some of this. Because I don't get momentum, I just get to do things like do bonus damage. So I can
Ouch.
add +1 damage for each of these successes because I'm spending these threat for that. So this is going to be +2 no matter what I roll on these dice. So get ready.
Dice gods, be kind.
Yeah, where are them 3s and 4s when you need them? I need them. I need them 3s and 4s.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
That is the best roll of the night.
The best
by
worst
a
roll.
mile.
So that is, let's see, 2,
8,
4,
10.
6, 8, plus the 2. That is 10. Unfortunately, you have already used the dive for cover ability with momentum. You do not get the opportunity to dive for cover this time.
Yeah, it's once per scene.
You get
Once
to
per scene.
die for cover.
Yeah.
Die in cover.
So that is, what is that, 10 stress?
Yeah, but if he hadn't used the momentum before, would he be immediately killed by that shot?
Yeah, I'm not sure dive for cover would have helped in that capacity.
Oof. Yeah, that's an additional 8. I mean, all 8. I'm full. So yeah, I think I'm dead.
You are incapacitated. You are on the ground. You need somebody to save your ding dang life.
If only
Who's
you
gonna
turned invisible beforehand.
Right? Doc, help me out.
So Seth, I think you're the only person that hasn't come in and done anything this turn.
Save us, engineer. And our
Okay.
Seth, how good are you at shooting?
Not great. But I'll tell you what. I am joined. So once per mission, which I'm going to guess is the whole session, I have a symbiont, which means that I can declare a former host had a specific expertise. So I gain a single focus for the remainder of the scene as I draw upon those memories.
I love this. I love the flavor text of this so much. This is great.
So I'm less Hanor and more Dell in this moment. Let's go ahead and move, I guess. Well, I don't know. Like, there's nowhere that I can move really to make shooting easier. I'm
gonna count right here, right next to the doctor. Probably the only spot. I mean, technically anywhere in here would be fine.
Okay. And do I recognize the fellow farthest to the west as the biggest threat in the room, or he's the one that just gunned down my teammate, right?
The Centurion.
Okay.
I mean, you say that, but the other one gunned down your other teammate. So.
That's true. Let's go ahead and do that. God, what focus should I have? Because I just get to make a focus, I guess.
So I'm not, I didn't dig into focusness enough. You could have a focus in hand phasers,
right? Like,
which would give you a bonus successes.
Like one of my previous hosts was a ranged combatant.
Sure.
Like,
or an expert marksman.
Sure. So I think I also, if the crew is okay with it, I want to buy another dice with a momentum.
I think we can spare it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does that mean I can roll 3d20?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm looking for how many successes? 2?
You're looking for 2 successes.
Okay.
So what number were you looking to hit?
Ooh.
So it's security and daring
and control for phasers.
Control
and security.
You need
so 11 is what I was looking for.
2 successes.
So you have
two
2
successes.
successes, and since you took that hand phaser's focus, you get 4 successes. So you're adding that momentum right back.
Hey.
Nice.
Which one are you attacking?
The fellow on the far west.
Okay.
He seems to have a very deadly weapon.
All right. So yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage. Roll those d6.
I roll 4d6.
Do it.
Still good. Hey, you just roll high. Yeah, that's
1, 2,
Hey.
3, 4.
That's 4 damage. Or 4 stress. Excuse me, 4 stress on the Centurion.
Oh wait. That's 4 stress.
Yes.
We could spend momentum and give bonus damage to this attack,
No,
getting it to 5.
I'm confused because
That
2
might
and
be a
1
good
count
one.
as 2. Is that right?
1 counts as 1, 2 counts as 2. 6 counts as 1 and adds an effect if you have an effect on your weapon,
Which
your
I
phaser
don't, because it's a phaser type 1.
I think Tyler's got a good use of momentum.
Yeah, I agree with that use of momentum.
Yeah.
So if that
that's
becomes
5 damage?
5,
That's 5 damage, and this Centurion is injured.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
So I have that focus for the rest of this scene.
Yes.
So like I've tapped into some prior host
Oh,
knowledge.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a dire moment. Stepped up, took a shot, dropped him. Sort of.
All right. So one thing that
Has
you
everybody
noticed.
acted on our side?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
So one thing you may have noticed is that these Romulans that were injured, they're still able to get out, and you've seen them sort of inching towards the door. They make their escape. I can get them all off of the screen,
No.
and they seal this door behind them.
Boo.
You know what? I'm just going to delete them. There we go. And because they have sensed the tide turning against them. And you guys have won your first combat encounter. Good job, Starfleet.
All right.
I'm the best.
Except
we need to save
two of our
Lieutenant
teammates
Commander
give like a
Folos.
thumbs
No.
up from the floor.
It's a success. I'm taking it.
So as the smoke clears, you guys may notice where you're right outside of. You're right outside of sickbay. This is the perfect opportunity if you can get the sickbay back online to heal your team.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Let's.
And you
Yeah.
have to have a med bay to be able to do that. that what
I
you're
mean,
saying?
yes, you're gonna want the sick bay, because the sick bay is gonna have all of the surgical tools and everything you need to get everybody right back on their feet, ready to go.
We're rocking like 5 momentum, unless this is a scene
Yes.
change.
It's not a scene change yet.
Okay, then yeah, we got some momentum to spend. How do we heal up?
All right. So if you're going to sick bay, when you enter sick bay, the bodies of Starfleet officers fill the bio beds. Each shows signs of sustained injuries in combat against the Romulans. The ship's chief medical officer is slumped in his chair, killed by a disruptor blast to the chest. But much like the rest of the ship, sickbay is offline. So you need to get everything back up and running in order to be able to use sickbay. So if you would like to do so, they are not locked out and rerouted to engineering, so that you can get them back online. But you do still have to turn them back on and get them back up and running. Now, this is a reason and engineering task with a difficulty of 2.
It's all you, Seth.
This is another situation where you probably want to see if anybody has a focus that would be good to assist here. If anybody has something like computers or systems progress, I don't know of all the systems.
Mm-hmm.
Dell has some opinions about the situation, but is also aware that Starfleet doesn't like a lot of excess chatter. So we'll go immediately to the task of attempting to locate whatever nearest power conduit is available in order to reroute it to sickbay. So that's 2d20 So my engineering and reason, you said?
Yes.
I'm trying to hit 16 or lower.
All right.
Wow.
You got it.
Literally just 2 successes.
You got it. All right. So now, do you have any focuses that would do anything here? Power systems.
Power systems.
I would consider this 4 successes.
Okay. Cool.
So we're back to full momentum then.
Back to full momentum. Way to go.
All right.
Nice. Let's keep it rolling.
Because you might need them. Now, when it comes to medical tasks, now that you're in sick bay, you can start healing people up using that first aid ability. But every one of these medical tasks is going to be assisted by the Alcubierre's computers plus medicine. So that is going to give you, I have to look up what their computers and medicine are. Their computers is 9 and their medicine is 2. So it will be another D20 that adds a potential success on an 11.
Okay. I also have the focus of emergency medicine. I assume that would apply here, right?
In my case, yeah.
I'll let it apply.
The other one is surgery, which
I would say surgery probably just as
important. What the injury is, I guess.
We're in a pretty major triage situation, I think.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
It is
daring and medicine.
Whatever the first aid task is.
Yeah, that's daring and medicine. So that would be a 15 for me. And how many D20s did we decide?
So it's going to be you roll 2 and I roll 1 or if somebody else wants to roll 1 for the Alcubierre, you have to beat an 11 for that. So it's not great, but it's a chance.
I'll roll the Alcubierre.
So 8 and 13 are both under 15. So I think I get 2 successes there, plus emergency medicine or surgery or whatever we're applying here. So those would be 4 successes.
Yes. I did not help with the ship.
So with that, I am going to consider, for the sake of everybody involved, that we are back up to full health. There are rules for stress and all of that, but for the sake of expediency, you're in a sick bay with a doctor that has access to all these tools. Everybody's healed up. You're down to at least minor injuries. Healing a big disruptor wound. You've taken care of it, but you're back in the fight. You're down to no stress. You're good.
Wonderful.
So with that said, everybody is healed up. So you guys want to head to stellar cartography?
Yeah. Hopefully not another trap.
Oh, I really wanted you guys to go to the bridge because there's so much cool story there, but it's okay. When the players approach stellar cartography, oh boy, here it comes. The door to stellar cartography is half open.
Again?
I'll take point.
Hello, is anyone there?
Inside, a young engineer sits at the controls. A star chart of known space flickers on the large spherical screen. But soon, the screen fills with static and goes dark. Almost had it that time, the engineer says to himself. Then he notices you and exclaims, "You made it! Oh, I'm so glad to see you." This is Ensign LaSalle, a surviving member of the Alcubierre's crew, that you can now ask questions and find out a little more about what is going on.
And expend momentum to do so, or?
So with this, because he is a willing participant, I do not believe you need to expend momentum.
Ensign, what's going on here? We just had a skirmish with a Romulan boarding party, it seems.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. So we were trying to work on a new engine for the Warp 5 for the Warp 5 fix, and we were so excited. The captain was super excited. He was so proud to be a part of this process, to really solve something for the galaxy, But we got everything set up, and as soon as we hit it, the warp field failed almost immediately. Engines overloaded, power cascaded, and we were just shot in a random direction. No communications, nothing. We were overrun with this subspace interference that we couldn't even get through. Our own comm badges weren't working. We had to get had to get crewmen to run up and down decks, crawling up Jeffries tubes and turbo shafts to try to get information back and forth.
Where did the Romulans factor in?
Well, as we were trying to get everything back online, there's a warbird. I made out the name Decius from some of the Romulans that I saw. They discovered us, and they thought we were trying to develop some sort of something. I honestly don't know, but they took control of the ship, and they slaughtered everybody.
Is there anyone else alive?
None that I've been able to find, and I've been out here for what feels like weeks now.
Well, we're here to rescue you. You don't need to worry. Perhaps next time, Miles or Jabert can play you as the plucky young ensign on our crew.
We still need to worry because I don't know where that warbird went. That's what I've been trying to figure out how much time I have before it comes back, and that's why I'm here. I can't get these systems back up and running. I need help.
Oh,
it's possible that the warbird has never left.
No, it definitely left. I watched it from a scan. I was monitoring communications. It got a signal and it left. What that signal said and where that signal came from, I don't know.
Ensign, can we access internal security systems from stellar cartography?
What security systems? Nothing's working right now. What I need is to track this signal based in this room so we can figure out what's going on. And now that you guys are here, you could get me the hell out of here.
Would you like some assistance seeing if we can plot the warbird's course?
Well, to get the warbirds course plotted, we need to get this system back online. And that's what I'm struggling to do. And that's where I will step in and say that the Romulans must have locked stellar cartography out so that no one can use it. So as players, you guys need to overcome this obstruction. So this is a control plus engineering task with a difficulty of 3.
I can assist, maybe. I think Seth, you'd probably be the best.
My engineering is good, but my control not so much.
I have a control of 8 and engineering of 2.
Now,
okay, so you're probably going to sit this out.
Now, interestingly enough, I have attributes for Lieutenant LaSalle, and I'm going to assume he's going to help with this.
Okay.
Which is going to be a control plus engineering of 12.
I have a control and engineering of 14. Do you not have?
You're better than I am at this then.
All right. Let the lady step up. Start dancing my fingers across.
Remember, we are going for 3, and we only have
buy a die.
We only have 3 dice rolling, so you can buy a dice with momentum, or someone can assist. Someone else can assist.
Hanor would probably defer to the ensign because he assumes that the ensign knows the ship better than he does. So,
well, there's no limit on how many people can assist.
Oh, really?
As long as you don't exceed 5 dice.
Well, in that case,
so we'll give Patrick 3, and then the ensign will assist, and
is this
Dell will assist for 5
as technology that relates to flight or propulsion in any way?
I would not say
cartography.
So.
Like,
I would not.
What
say
about
scanners?
What about astrophysics?
Goodness.
See, this is more astronavigation. Astrophysics is if you needed to, have something
physics.
like
so
physics.
I can potentially use my value with my determination because I haven't used it yet. Propulsion is a science, navigation is an art. But I also have a talent called jury rig that if I attempt an engineering task to perform repairs, would that potentially work here?
So yes, but jury rig, it allows you to use daring instead of control.
No, it says I can reduce the difficulty of a task by 2, but the repairs are only temporary.
Yes. It is this scene plus 1 additional scene, which I think we're gonna be okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll try to do that. I'll hotwire the panel and see if I can bypass whatever the Romulans have done.
All right, I'll roll a d20 as well.
I will also attempt to assist.
And this is and then I also control and engineering.
Dang.
So far, so good.
Control.
So what number are you
engineering.
trying to hit, Patrick?
I'm trying to hit 14, I believe.
It looks like
What does the determination do? Is that if I use it?
So if you use your point of determination, that is an automatic natural 1.
So 2 successes immediately.
So you would get immediately 2 successes,
I might as well, yeah.
which is going to, then yeah, you're good because you already used your jury rig ability to reduce the difficulty, which dropped the difficulty to 1. So you only needed 1. So now you have a point of momentum if you weren't maxed out on momentum already.
Oh man.
All right.
Lieutenant Jang is just one of those people that will definitely be like looking for compliments, looking for a pat on the back after she gets done with this test. Like, it's pretty good, right? I think if I was in the academy still, this would be like,
you are good at things
beyond an A+. I don't even think we have a grading scale that would be able to accomplish something.
Anyway. Yeah, we do. It's Wesley.
So unfortunately, we're not done. We've
We've
bypassed the lockout, but we still have to reroute power. Now this is a reason plus engineering task with a difficulty of 3. So we're trying to siphon some power and get this back online.
Reason?
I can do that. Come on.
All right.
This is where I'm at.
All right, I'll assist you on this.
And of course, Ensign LaSalle is gonna help out too.
I need a 13 for this one.
We're gonna guess probably want to buy a die or 2. Just saying.
Success. Oh yeah,
buy a die or 2.
Yeah, go for it, Seth.
All right, why not? Tyler, subtract 1 from the momentum. Oof.
All right.
The number I was looking for was 16.
Oh, well, all right. So you got it.
So you have 2 successes, and
but I also have focus power systems.
Well, then, hey, it sounds like we're back up to momentum. Yang, I gotta start siphoning some momentum from you guys. All right, so now that has happened, the systems in stellar cartography come to life. Ensign LaSalle eagerly goes to the systems and puts in the coordinates that he saw that he got from the warbird flying away. The locations line up on the star chart. LaSalle whistles in appreciation. Now that is unexpected. The signal that the Decius received, that warbird, came from the Klingon armored space station Kortar, a station that straddles the edge of the Klingon Empire in unexplored space.
The call was coming from inside the Klingon Empire.
Well, now that we got that, we got to get these Romulans off this ship. They've holed up in engineering. Now, I just might know a way into engineering that we might be able to sneak in and see if we can take them out, or at least get the systems back online to help us. Do you still have a ship in the area?
Of course, the Magellan.
Ooh, nice ship. Nice ship. Better than this.
He's a beaut.
So, with that said, he is going to tell you all about what we need to do. And I'm not going to role play this because it's getting late. So engineering contains emergency access conduit on the upper level. Unless the Romulans have studied the emergency evacuation schematics, they won't know about it. I mean, you can take them by surprise. The conduit connects with the Jeffries tube outside the chief engineer's office, meaning we can continue to sneak around. A Jeffries tube on this deck links up with the tube outside the engineer's office. But because the Romulans are looking for them, Jeffries tubes are going to be dangerous. But we will be able to use turbolift shafts to get around because they won't be checking those because they wouldn't expect anybody to do that.
Is that called the Picard Day maneuver?
Yes, we are going to have to sing Frere Jacques as it comes down.
This ensign is actually a 12-year-old boy.
I have Klingon opera as a focus.
No, just
every time you see
announce that
Klingon
we're
operate,
coming.
every time you see Klingon operate increases the threat too.
Fair enough.
We have an idea of what we need to do. And oh boy, it's a scene change, meaning we are going to decrease the momentum by 1.
So take us down to 3?
4.
Okay.
5 according to Tyler.
Tyler says 5. I think we spent 1, didn't we?
Yes, but Seth immediately got 1 back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
5. So you leave stellar cartography. Following Ensign LaSalle, you hurry down a curved corridor to a turbo lift. He cranks open the door with the emergency hand actuator. Don't worry, his works. Stepping inside, you gain access to the horizontal shaft through the emergency hatch. The hum from auxiliary power systems drowns out the echo of your footsteps on the deck plating. You walk for 15 minutes to where it drops down to deck 4. As you are climbing down, I need everyone to roll me a control plus fitness task with a difficulty of 1.
A control plus fitness?
Control plus fitness.
I didn't know two attributes could be comboed together.
Well, con and control are different.
Right.
So con, not control.
It says control plus fitness here?
Those are two attributes in a row. I didn't know they could do. I mean,
so this is probably a very simple one if it's like an all attributes because I have to roll a 19.
Yeah, are we just rolling 2 dice or 1?
I got 18.
It's 2. You always roll 2 dice, but you only need 1 success. So yeah, I guess that's something that I had not thought about.
Cool. Okay. Well, it makes it.
All right. Well,
somebody rolled 2 D100.
My cat. No. Kitty.
That's hilarious.
Okay, there we go. All right. Sure.
I mean, my target is 17.
Yeah, mine's 17 also. Yeah.
I think just try not to roll super high here.
Yeah, 2 successes
what you're
for me.
trying to do here is trying not to fall down the shaft. So with it being kind of high, I think you're okay. So did everybody pass all their rolls? You only needed 1?
Yes.
Guess what? Y'all have so many successes that
full momentum again.
Yeah, full momentum again. Unbelievable. All right. So let's head to the bottom of the turbo shaft.
What is full momentum? How much can we have?
6.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, now now we're in a spending economy. Just spend it.
At the bottom of the turbo shaft, a half-open door reveals. As I have to clear this information out, so let's.
Dude. Next time we play this, I'm taking shots every time you say a half-open door.
You see 2 Romulans standing guard outside engineering. We avoided any complications, which I will tell you guys as GM that if you had failed any of those rolls, you might have done something like drop something that caused a clatter to allow the Romulans to know that you were there, or twisted your ankle so that any fitness task increased. So you have not alerted the Romulans. With that, you guys may actually be able to just go in and stun these guys without them ever knowing you were here.
That would be ideal.
Stealth up.
So with that said, who would like to make the attack roll to try to do that?
Control and security. Who's the best?
Control and security. And don't forget, y'all have all that sweet momentum.
Control and security for me ends up being a 12.
Yeah, 12 for me too.
I can't beat those numbers.
Oh no, am I the best marksman on this party? I have a 13.
I mean, there's 2 Romulans over there. You're probably going to need more people to do it.
I mean, I guess one of us could assist, right?
Well, no, I think since there's 2 Romulans, someone's going to have to stun one and someone else is going to have to stun the other.
I will also allow you to use the aim function, which will allow you to roll a d20 if one fails.
I forgot what my host was all about, so I suck at shooting again.
That's symbiont. Just actually no, it's that scene and another scene, we haven't changed. We've just changed one scene. So you might still have that ability.
Is it 2 scenes? Let me double check.
So
I think
you gain a single focus for the. Oh, it's just the remainder of that scene. I'm sorry, it was another scene.
Yeah, it's just that one scene.
It was the.
I forgot.
It was Patrick's ability. That's that scene and another scene. Sorry,
I remembered how to shoot people, but I forgot again. Sorry.
I think I want to move forward and maybe gesture for someone else to follow me, but I think I want to use the intensifier charge for the phaser type one. Try to do some extra damage.
Since they have not seen you, I will allow you to do this.
Okay. Who's coming up? Is it Bolos?
Although actually no, you're looking at them via a crack in this door here. In order to get through that crack, you're gonna have to open that door. So that's gonna draw their attention. So I would not recommend doing that.
So we're just taking aim through the half open door.
I'm gonna assume it's like all of you pointing phasers out of a crack in the door, just one on top of the other.
Scooby-Doo style.
I got range. I got range type 2.
Okay. So does this count as like shooting into the next?
I'm going to allow it for because in here they've been getting things working. I would imagine that though there's some emergency lights, the lights are a little bit better in here.
Okay. And then I think I will try the charge for the action.
And keep in mind, they don't know you're there, so you have plenty of opportunity to kind of get a good beat on them. I don't imagine that.
See what else I could use momentum speed for besides bonus damage. So
assuming we're going to have 2 people shoot one, 2 people shoot the other, main shooter, sister.
Yeah, honestly, it's not even asking me for it's not even giving me the roles to actually do. So this may just be an automatic thing since you guys succeeded. I just want you guys to shoot these things because it's not even asking me. I believe that this is an automatic success for you guys. Like I'm going to treat this as a 0 difficulty shot.
Okay.
That you're going to take.
All right. I'm gonna take a shot then. I'm blasting. 2 successes.
Would have had it anyway. Don't even bother. These dudes are down.
Pew, pew.
All right, so these guys are stunned and out of the fight.
Let me roll my damage dice. I want to see what I would have gotten. All 4. Here it comes. Oh no, the intensify was super effective.
I'm so glad you now do not have those in the chamber.
I did it. Okay.
All right, so Ensign LaSalle leads you to the emergency access conduit. Climbing the ladder, you enter the upper level of main engineering. On the far side of the room, the warp core is dark. Nearby, 3 Romulan Ulans work diligently at a freestanding computer terminal in the center of the room. The sub-commander, the leader of the Romulans, paces, barking orders at her subordinates. So we are going all the way over here, and we're kind of sneaking up and climbing up this ladder. Right over
here. The warp core is dark?
Because remember, they were doing a warp experiment that failed. And the Romulans have been trying to get it back online.
Dang.
So, at this point...
So we're above them right now, right?
Yes. At this point, any phaser attacks that you choose to do are considered long range.
Okay.
So so while you're up here, that is what is going to happen. So there will be an extra difficulty level to this. From here, there's a couple of things that I want to tell you about. One is about taking cover. If you hide behind computer terminals, you can gain resistance. Resistance is going to be based on what you're hiding behind, and that is going to basically, if you do get hit, it is going to we take the damage dice rolled minus the resistance, and you take that amount of damage. So when you guys were taking 5 damage and 6 damage before, that might be 4 damage or 3 damage, depending on what you're hiding behind, which can make a difference. The other side of this is that the Romulans may not be able to get the engines back online, but you're Starfleet. You know these systems better than anybody else. And in this fight, you may be able to get the engines back online if you work on it. And that is going to be a whole other set of circumstances depending on what you want to do. So, when I mentioned that you guys might learn that combat isn't just about combat, this is a perfect example of that.
So where would be the main control for just even attempting to get the warp core back online?
So right where you are is where you can attempt to do this. Actually,
Convenient.
let me rephrase that. We are going to go down this ladder. I'm going to move you guys around because I think it's more interesting. We're going to go down this ladder right here.
Okay.
Around the back, sneaky style. Up this ladder. Through this door. And we're now sort of in this main area here. So you guys, but again, this Romulan, he's focused on something else. He's not seeing what you're doing. So if you guys want to move all of your characters right over here, this is where we're actually going to begin this fight.
I don't know what you mean here, all the way over here. Okay.
Yeah. So do you see the two ladders on the around the warp core? There's one here and one here. You guys are going to sneak around that way, go through this door,
Lots of sneaky.
and get over here. Now, I wouldn't get too close to him, Shran Cena.
Right.
All right.
So if we can take this one out stealthily, we should probably do that.
And I'm going to allow that to happen.
Okay.
Another task, another 0 difficulty task, because you are where you are.
And I sneak up behind him with my Ushan Tor.
Now that's going to add threat and cause a lot
I was
more
about to
noise
say
than just shooting him.
No, just give him the old I don't know, give him a wrestling move.
Yeah.
Knock him out.
The STFU, just submit him.
Sleeper hold.
If we get power restored, do I think I can seal them in the warp core room?
If you get power restored, what you can do is so if you choose to try to get power restored, it is a multi-step process that is going to take a number of things. The first task of which you are going to be able to do without the Romulans finding out. But beyond that, they are going to know you're there and they are going to attempt to stop you.
I think it's worth starting now.
So
a lot of engineering know-how.
let's get people in defensive positions so that we can defend the computer operators when the Romulans figure out we're doing something.
Hey.
So if you are going to try to restore the engines, the first step is to align the ejector ports. This is a daring plus engineering task with a difficulty of 3.
I got a 14 total.
So one thing that I would like to tell you guys about, and this is something that you can do, it's called creating an advantage. And this is something you can do with tasks using momentum, where if you spend if you get a success in this first step with the 3 successes that you need, you can spend 2 momentum to create an advantage, which reduces the difficulty of the following step by 1. And this is something you can do each time. But every complication that you get as part of this process, if you get 1, if you roll natural 20, is going to increase the difficulty of the next step. With combat going on and with needing momentum for that and this could get to be pretty difficult. But we'll see.
Now, I still have my determination.
Yes, you do.
And I have a value. Now, this is going to be a little squirrely because we're not on our ship, but my value is love your ship like you would love a child.
Has one of your symbionts been on the ship before?
Or, no. Or test everything to its limits. That also might apply. I don't know. Do you think either of these would apply in this situation?
Dangerously close to take it to the limits.
You have another one that I think you could probably get away with, and that's always pad your estimates.
That's true. I was gonna also maybe say like I could give the commander like an estimate for how long I think it would take to get the engines online.
Like 5 rounds of combat.
This is what Scotty would do, was tell you how long it was going to take and then beat that time. and it was later known as buffer time in Starfleet.
Right, and lower decks.
In lower decks. I think that one could work.
Okay, in that case, I'll go ahead and tell Commander Linares that I think I can get the engines up and running in 2 minutes.
In combat, that is a long time. Most fights end in seconds. A minute. See that it is done in a minute.
I'll do my best.
Got this
All right,
in
so
the
you're
next
spending your
15
determination?
seconds.
Yes, I will spend my determination to start this whole thing off.
All right, so with that said, you can still roll. Your determination is going to be an automatic natural 1, which is going to be 2 successes, but you have a focus on warp drive.
Power systems.
Warp drive and power systems, so
That's
going to be treated as 3 successes, which is going to make this already done. Step 1.
I think I'm going to also roll, though.
You'd already have max momentum, so I don't know that rolling is going to make a difference.
Oh, so I can't try to get more. We're at max.
You're already
We're
at
at
the
max.
max.
Yes.
Okay, then I
So-
won't even roll.
Yeah, you're just awesome, and you do it.
So
Whee!
that's done, but the Romulans are now aware of what's going on, and they are not happy. I'm gonna
Say,
move.
Commander Follows, keep them off our back.
I love that.
I'm
Like,
on it. Run
they've
in
been
there.
spending all this time trying to get the warp core started. It's like, dang it, who's starting the warp core? That's not what we want.
Now you guys can't move yet, because I'm
Oh.
now I get to move first in this round.
No.
All right,
Aw.
so my Romulan Ulan is here, and there's this funky looking person, and this person's not quite in a fight yet.
The inclusive word, funky looking.
Well, I mean,
very
They have pointy ears. What a funky looking person.
I'm not particularly worried about what the Romulans think about me.
Funky Cole Medina.
So I am actually going to. So Subcommander Denal is going to pull out a weapon, and she sees this plucky, you're a lieutenant, whatever, some low-ranking Starfleet scum, and she's going to take a shot at our old Trill boy here. So she is going to roll those 2 dice because she sees what you are trying to do.
Uh-oh. Don't you steal their thunder. Their engineering thunder.
Oh, and that is 2 successes, which is what
My
I
gosh,
need.
This is like classic Drew rolling, but it's all of a sudden really good.
So I love this system, baby.
Really good.
All right, so she gets to roll 66. This is just a disruptor pistol, but it is still a vicious disruptor pistol. Ooh, so this is a pretty middling roll, but it ain't gonna do you much good because I rolled a 6, which is a 1 plus my vicious 1. So that's 2. That's 3 right there, plus a 2. So that's 5. Ooh. Ooh. So that's 5 stress on you there, and that is also an injury.
Do you want to
Ow.
spend a couple to avoid the injury?
I don't know if I want to like use the dive for cover thing this early.
Okay.
Well, then
Well,
you're unconscious.
It's
then
either
you're
that
down.
or you're useless. Because
Okay, what's the team think? Should I use it?
You can only do it
if we need you to help get
once.
the warp core on.
Yeah, I think we
I think-
should expend it.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I'm using 2 momentum.
So you still have the stress, but you that shot hits like right next to your head.
Yeah, like I've got my hands on the thing and I just go.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now first aid could remove that injury and you'd be back in the fight. Actually, I'm
No,
actually,
you're still incapacitated.
which doesn't
First
make
aid
much
does not-
sense.
Yeah, it makes
first
total
aid
sense.
removes the injury, but they're still incapacitated.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you take a bullet to the chest and someone stops the bleeding, you still have a bullet in your chest.
I know, it's just
so-
not
Go,
very fun.
Thanks,
If
and then
one,
pick up your gun and stand up.
I feel great now. Ha!
Definitely better to avoid the injury in the first place if we're able to.
It does bug me that so many things are like one shot to take somebody out, but also
it feels dangerous.
They're lasers.
That's what Star Trek is. If you get shot, you're going down. That's just how it is.
But that was the cool thing. You didn't have stormtroopers who never hit you, so they were never a threat.
So
you get shot.
But this is where I want to point out, if you look at where Tyler's character is, that is the perfect opportunity to take some cover. So as you point out behind that wall there, I would be willing to consider that to cover. Now that's not going to do very much when it comes down to things. Also,
in the middle behind this console.
That would also be a great spot. That would probably only be one cover because it's only half. One resistance is the
It's
stat.
a knee-high wall.
Right.
Yeah. Don't try to jump on top of it. And the other side of that is, what was I going to look up? I can't remember. The prone position that we haven't really talked about yet. Because dropping prone does give you some bonuses.
Whose turn it be?
One of you guys.
Anyone that's not
Who
me.
wants to go?
So can I run up and launch myself off of this thing in the middle?
So at this point, we're on
and
the
like
same.
clothesline both of them.
At
off
this
the
point,
railing?
we have moved and we're on the same level as them because we moved to this part of the ship. So
He wants to
This
do
reminded
something
me of like
cool.
that old like Fensler film G.I.O. Joe thing. Let's launch over it.
Yeah.
I would
if it's
say
only knee high, like
would
I'm
say,
nothing but muscle.
I am going to encourage you to maybe engage more in a phaser battle to start.
Fair enough. Then yeah, I can maybe move up here and use my type 2, which I think what's it? Control and
security.
Control and security.
And who are you attacking?
I'm gonna go for who I assume is the leader, which is the one on the right.
The sub-commander?
Yes, the sub-commander. So again, control and security. So I need a 12. Nice.
Looks like two successes. So roll that beautiful bean footage.
7 d6s.
What?
Yeah. Range type 2. Yeah.
Whoa.
And here it comes.
And you're just good with guns.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some
All right,
damage on the
so-
board.
so
3
the-
6s.
The 3 and 4 are meaningless. So what's do you have
I don't think there's anything
No.
special.
Okay.
It has the charge ability as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that is 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Nope,
Yep, 3,
that's
4,
No,
5.
because the 2 would be
6.
2, right?
two.
So it'd be
yeah,
6.
so 6. All right,
Oh,
so you've
good call.
done 6 stress. Wow,
Nice.
amazing. And you would think that would cause some sort of injury, but she seems to kind of slough it off.
Oh no, it's the boss. Oh,
boy.
no. Drew's using threat. It's no fair. He's cheating. He's got
Damn
GM
it.
powers.
All right, modulate your phasers, everybody.
All right, so it's now my turn.
They're adapting to our phasers.
Yeah.
So this guy is going to take a shot at the one who has just attacked his sub commander here. He's going to try to shoot at our boy Folos. Oh no!
Drew, what's a complication for you?
One
Yes.
success and one complication.
It's so funny. I was
Oh.
about to say it. I was like, I can't believe we haven't rolled a 20 tonight so far.
But the funny thing about complications is that all I have to do is spend a threat and they don't do anything. So this
makes
is
sense.
fine.
Must be
this is
nice.
okay. It is. It's really nice. Being a GM kind of rules. All right. So Federation Gang, what's your story, Morning Glory?
I would like to take my turn because I'm really worried that they're going to keep shooting at our main engineer, chief engineer. So I would like to move to
Tyler.
where I am.
I apologize. I forgot about an ability that you have that you may want to have retroactively use.
What's that?
Okay.
You have a
Sure.
talent called Executive Officer. When another character in communication with you spends determination, you may spend 3 momentum to immediately let that character regain their point of determination.
So when Seth used his determination, I could have spent 3
momentum to give him his determination back.
I don't think we want to spend 3, do we?
Yeah, because that would take us to 1 determination, and I think we're still pretty early in this fight. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I'm gonna step in front and of Chief Engineer Hannerdell, and then I'm gonna use my command ability to give him an extra task. I'm gonna say, don't worry about the fight. I'll cover you, and I'll just act as like a little shield to make sure they're not gonna try to shoot him down as he's doing his important task. So Seth, you may take any task you wish.
Can I move along the second part of what I'm doing here?
Next up, you need to power up the engine core, and this is a daring plus engineering task with a difficulty of 2.
How much momentum do we have left?
4.
Do y'all mind if I use 1?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 3d20 here.
Can you me Coke, Tyler?
The only reason
Patrick,
is because
we play too many games together.
Give me a Coke.
The only reason I ask is because my daring is 9, my engineering is 4, so I'm looking for 13s or lower. So
yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
Knock
3
yourself out.
dice, and you need how many successes?
Two.
He kills.
You got him, and you added him.
Hold on. My
boom.
focus is in power systems, Drew.
Oh, you're
Get
powering
in.
up the engine core. Your focus is also in warp core, so it would have taken either one. So that is 6 successes. You only needed 2. So that is 4 points of momentum, but I think you only needed 2 to get back up to, or 3 to get back up to the max.
Yeah.
Is there like a double momentum? Like, is there like a pool above momentum?
Hyper moment.
No, actually,
great.
Seth, for every point we go above our max momentum, Drew gets threat. So you really did a number on us.
God, I'm sorry, everyone.
Is that true? I didn't even look that up.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh, that would suck. You would be swimming in threat. Yeah, every encounter would just be a life or death situation.
All right, so it's my turn again, and I'm going to move this guy into the area, and I'm also going to have him take a shot at Folos. It's the only one he can see. Oh, that's a 10 and a 19. That's not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Finally, a miss from.
I could be spending all this threat to just put a hurting on you guys, but I'm gonna wait a little bit on that.
I have to protect the healer.
Yeah, Rebecca, do you want to go?
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could guard them while they're working on the computer.
So tell us about the guard. Do you have a guard ability?
So I have defensive tactics as a focus. So I'm hoping that will help here. I don't know if it will or not, but guard is just one of the combat tasks. Difficulty 1 to guard an ally. Increase the difficulty of attacks you or the ally, I guess, against you or the ally character by 1.
Yep. So combat task guard, difficulty 0, 1 to guard an ally. Yeah, that is something that we could be definitely using, because that's going to make it much easier.
So I'm
going to
move over so that I'm like sort of standing.
I was looking at that in the last combat. That's a good ability.
Yeah, so it'll be harder to hit him and interrupt what he's doing. I think that's what that means. And I don't know if
Thanks,
my
Rebecca.
defensive tactics factor into this at all. Probably not. I don't know what I roll either.
It does not say. Wild.
I wonder if it's like up to you to decide like what fits at this moment.
That would make sense. So I would guess potentially control and security, or daring and security.
Daring and security?
Daring seems like it would fit to me.
Daring doesn't seem particularly Vulcan, but you do have a really high
It's
level.
difficulty 0, so do we have to roll it?
It's 1 to guard an ally. So I have to roll
Oh.
something. So you want to say daring and security then?
Yeah, I think daring and security.
Okay,
Or
that would be a
it could
13
also
for me.
be fitness and security, but daring and security, I'll let you go.
I mean, daring would be better for me. So, all right, let's do daring and security for 13. So 2d20, right?
Mhm.
Ooh, that was
Ooh,
close.
Right,
One.
the 19 is not a success, but the 6 would be double because of my defensive tactics focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give it to
That
you.
would be 2
Gotta give it to you.
successes.
2 successes. Not that it's going to do you any good because you're already at max momentum.
Oh, right.
Who are
True
you
that.
guarding?
Seth's character,
Okay.
because he's working on the computers.
He's not the only one that can work on the computers. There's other stuff that's got to get done, and there's a lot of Romulans out here trying
Yeah.
to get this done.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Namely, this sub commander who's going to come in here, and she knows who exactly is trying to get this done, and she is going to try to take a name at this plucky trill once again.
Rude.
Oh, that's a 19 and a 5. That's not going to get it done.
Is this difficulty 2 with the range attack right now?
Yes, because
Okay.
it's always difficulty 2 with range attacks.
I think
We're not
it's
in long
3
range.
because of the guard, right?
Oh, yes, you're right. It would be
Oh,
difficulty
fine.
3 to hit him anyway. So
What other tasks need to be done here? Is there something
So
that Jane can do?
the next task is to prime the matter antimatter injectors. And because these engines are experimental and unfamiliar, this is a daring plus science task with a difficulty of 3.
All right, I'm going for it. Does
Spend some momentum.
this
Yeah.
include subspace physics or quantum mechanics?
I would assume that subspace physics could work for this.
Okay, then I have a focus. I will. What is the difficulty we're striving for?
3.
I mean, I can definitely burn a single momentum to get another dice.
Okay, so that would
You'd
roll.
have to burn 3 to get 2 more, right?
Yeah, I don't think I
Yes.
want to do that. All right, I'll roll 3. I'm looking for a 14. Actually, the top of my class apparently in science because I have a 4 in it.
Nice.
So 3d20. 3 successes.
Hey, you got it done.
Getting that momentum, single momentum back.
All
I
right.
should stop marking it off until after the roll.
Yeah, I did it. I did it. I did it. Yeah.
All right, so this Romulan's going to come in next to his sub commander and take a shot at this person that appeared to be guarding. So it's going to take a shot at our doctor friend.
No, we have no one to patch you up if you go down.
Not going to do it. I've rolled a 19
Yes.
every round.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wild.
Super
absolutely
hit.
wild.
Super hit.
That's
Feel so
that
bad
turn.
for you, Drew.
All right, so who's on this side that still needs to go, or is that everybody? Is that everybody that's gone?
Does the NPC get a turn?
I'm going to leave him out of it just for the sake of fun.
No, anybody can go.
All right, so Seth, if you want to try to stabilize the warp field, you can
I
get these
always
engines.
want to stabilize the warp field. I've been saying it the whole night.
Why wouldn't you let me stabilize?
I just want to stabilize the warp field.
To stabilize the warp field, this is a daring plus engineering or science. You can roll engineering or science, and it is a difficulty of 2.
I mean, that's a 13 for me, so
You got this.
And you got a ton of momentum to spend.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you might as well spend 1.
yeah.
I'm crossing it off.
don't hold on, Tyler. Wait. Don't
already been
cross it
done.
off yet.
It's already been done.
Too late. All right.
I'm running
That's
out
okay.
of post-it note space.
Oh no.
Oh,
Seth.
no.
no.
Seth. Oh no. Seth, you rolled so well, but so poor.
What is this? I've never
rolled
seen
three
this.
simultaneously?
Whatever. It's only like a 1 in 4,000 chance that happens.
4,000. I think that's optimistic, Patrick. I think the numbers are way higher.
I am speechless. Okay, well, wait.
I got 0
Are those-
successes.
Well, hold on. Okay, hold on. Is there anything we can do about this? Are there any momentum spends here? I don't think so.
Oh no, is Q
You could
here?
spend 2 and you could spend 2 to keep the initiative so that someone else could go to try to get this working.
We might want to do that.
It's only 1 in 8,000 chance.
That's all.
Not that
Okay.
bad.
Here's what I propose. We could spend the momentum to give the commander a turn just for me to pretty much bark orders again for Seth to reroll again.
I mean, yeah.
I can try on my turn if we're worried.
I mean, I could try on computers too.
Because you said you said science is the other option, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd only need 14s.
Okay, then let's spend 2 momentum. That's going to drop us to 3 to stay in the initiative. And Patrick, you'll go.
What would it be for you, Rebecca?
13.
Darren? It would be 14 for me. So let me try. Science plus daring. Would I?
Spot.
What am I trying to do here, Drew?
It is you are stabilizing the warp field, so this is either daring plus engineering or daring plus science with a difficulty of 2.
Don't know if that would be any of my focuses. Propulsion systems, subspace physics, quantum mechanics. Is the warp field quantum mechanics?
I believe so.
Okay, well, I will then spend a momentum point and roll thrice.
Down to 2 momentum, gang.
Thricely. 2 successes, so 4 in total.
All right, so add a couple of momentum because you only needed 2. All of a sudden, the subspace interference is removed. Communications are back online. Tricorders now work, and transporters work.
Oh, I think we have a way out of here.
You suddenly hear that warp core coming back online.
Hit me with that warp core, Daddy.
I set all this. I'll set all these sound effects up, and I barely used them tonight.
You've had enough going on, but yeah.
But the battle is not over because right now it is the Romulans' turn, and this sub commander is not happy. Well, she's a little happy because she thinks if she can take you guys out, then she'll get access to whatever Starfleet was working on, and she's going to do it by aiming right at this Starfleet fool who got it back online.
Me? No. Couldn't be.
Here you go, Zhang.
Definitely wouldn't be me.
Oh, and wouldn't you know it,
no.
that's a success.
Oh no.
So let's see what we got here. This is going to be 66.
Whole lot of nothing.
Wow, that's only 3 damage. That is not a lot of damage. 3 stress, excuse me. 3
Free
stress.
stress.
But
Wouldn't
it
be
is now your turn, and you
now.
have communication back with the Magellan. What would you like to do?
We gelling.
So we have
who could
we
take
have,
an action?
Todd and Rebecca are left, right?
Yeah,
And
I'll call him.
Commander Linares.
So I'm gonna rush him and slap my comm badge on her and tell her to transport my signal to the brig.
To the
Now,
bridge.
so here's what I'll say. Oh wait, team, Linares, are you there? We lost. We just suddenly got contact back. What? Tell us what's going on down there.
In a bit of a fight, we have Romulans down here. Three of them have us pinned in engineering.
Copy that. We'll take care of that right now. And you see 2 of these Romulans beaming right away.
Oh, silly
the third-
Romulans.
For some reason, remains.
No,
What's up, Commander?
the boss. Stupid Romulan tech.
The Romulan is very angry now that her that her crew seems to have disappeared. So she's just gonna march on over and try to stab Linares.
Look out, everyone! It's Tasha Yar's daughter.
So this is an opposed melee attack. So this is a difficulty of 1, but it's opposed. So
Okay. I have not rolled an attack all night, so this is going to be very interesting.
oh,
Drew.
Heartbreaking. I'm going to spend a threat and roll another one.
19 and 18.
Yeah. Look at me. Bask in my glorious bad rolls.
Here comes Tyler with the ones.
I know.
Unbelievable.
I haven't attacked this entire game, but you know why? Because I'm the best, and the best brings out the big guns when needed.
The prophets are with you, and your pot is strong.
Oh, my pot is strong.
Your pawpaw real strong. He can beat up your pawpaw.
All right, y'all's turn.
John Cena, Folos.
Okay, Ushantor coming at her.
All right, I'll take my threat.
See, what is it? Fitness insecurity or control insecurity?
It's a daring insecurity.
Daring insecurity. Okay.
Tyler just watched 500 episodes of Star Trek.
Oh no!
Ooh, natural 20.
No.
Oh, but I have focus and
opposite
blades.
of Tyler.
Does
You
that
rolled the
help?
same as Tyler.
So you still get a complication. So we're gonna
Okay.
see what happens here when I roll my counter.
Oh,
All
Drew's
right.
throwing rocks.
Oh, I'm
18, 16.
No, I'm not.
Can't do it.
Oh, except I can re-roll
Spin threat.
both of
Oh
these.
no! Everyone's suddenly fighting like they're from the TOS. Oh no!
Do it, Drew.
Terms of service.
Dude, roll some 20s
The
now.
original
Let's
series.
see.
I see
Tyler.
those old scientists, Tyler. We're calling them those old scientists. Oh, but I do have
better.
one success. Unfortunately, that does mean that you have won and you get to deal damage, but you still have a complication. And the complication is that your Ushantor has been knocked away from you.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun. She's about to catch these hands for real.
yeah.
What's your unarmed strike like?
It's 5d6. Like yeah,
It does more than a phaser.
yeah,
That's more
yeah.
than my phaser. My phaser
Okay,
is
so-
less effective than your hand.
So I get
What the 5 blue fingers say to the Romulan face?
so do I get 66 for the Ushantor?
Yeah, you still get it for this turn, but this is the last
Okay.
turn you'll get it. All right,
good.
so I'm seeing a 2 and a 2, so four stress on old Sub-Commander Denal. Not a lot to do, especially because she does not seem to be fazed by this in the slightest.
Is that a threat thing, Drew? Are you threatening us again?
All right, so she's gonna take another swing at the commander here.
Please don't. I'm out of mojo, Drew.
Don't say that. Never say that.
Oh no!
Another natural
I'm suffering
20.
complication.
Yeah.
Ooh, but Tyler didn't succeed
Oh,
either.
but Tyler didn't succeed, and I get to eliminate that complication using threat and still do my damage.
Boo.
Is a 13 a hit?
Oh no, it's not. Never mind.
Yay!
Failure. Okay, so you guys have tried a lot of stuff. I'm gonna say this particular person doesn't seem to be too affected by your typical attacks. It's
So-
Rebecca,
Yeah.
figure out the mystery. It's a
I was
murder mystery.
actually just thinking about that. So I heard the commander say that there were 3 Romulans, and they said that they were going to take care of it.
they beamed them away. They're no longer on the map.
So not a Romulan.
So right, but I mean is like there were 3 of them, but 2
Yeah.
of them got beamed up.
Oh, that was just
Right.
me doing. That was not an intentional thing. That was me doing storytelling reasons for the boss to still be there. This is still a Romulan.
Oh,
Drew, could I roll something like insight?
What I would recommend doing with your momentum is maybe
Mhm.
attempting to do more damage.
Well, we
Got
know
some-
phasers and blades don't work. So
Defense.
So
Well,
it's
the phasers and blades work, but
Okay, so
they,
we have
they
like a-
seem to be
we-
sloughing off the damage faster than you've ever seen a Romulan slough off the damage.
okay. So we have like a DR situation. It sounds like. I mean, I can't do that much damage, but I guess I'll try.
I'm going to also remind you that your phasers have 2 settings.
Oh,
Yeah, but one of them gives you threat, and I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah,
yeah, but stun damage doesn't seem to be doing any good against her. So
Mm.
may have to, right?
Okay.
I mean,
I'll try it. So I'm going to. Oh boy, we are running out of space, and I don't want to be standing next to this person when I try to shoot them with a phaser. So I'm going to take a step back.
There
Is
are
that
no
all
attacks
right?
there are no attacks of opportunity, so you can move wherever you want.
I'm going to move behind my security officer. And then I guess I'll take a shot. And with control and security, right?
Okay. Are you still? You change anything about your shot?
From the protection of my lats and triceps.
Yeah, we're going to go from stun to kill.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm going to spend a momentum to get an extra dice here because I'm not very good at shooting people. And I'll see what 3d20 have to say in this situation, I guess.
Are you telling all of us to switch to kill?
Yeah. So that is 2 successes.
Which is what you need.
And I don't think I have any foci to help out here. This really isn't guerrilla tactics, and that's the only one I can think of. Guerrilla tactics and 3D. Am I playing 3D chess with this person?
This is just kind of fighting right now.
Yeah, this is just kind of fighting. So I have a type 2 phaser, so I'm going to be rolling 5d6 in this situation. And
Oof.
roll 2 5s. So womp 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 womp.
Wow. 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 Oh, don't you know it? She is going to she's just going to hit Folos because he's right in front of her.
Why not?
And she hates Andorians because she's a Romulan.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
Romulans hate everybody, but she hates Andorians specifically.
There's
and
been
the
more than a
worst.
couple occasions where I wanted to punch John Cena.
All
that's a good
right, and that is going to be a success. But you get to roll against me, and if you beat my successes, my number of successes, meaning spending a little momentum to try to get a success, or using a focus to try to get a success, you can do that.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was really into what was happening. Sorry. So what?
So you roll another your own daring
Like an
plus
opposed
security opposed check, and if you
Okay.
get more successes than I do, then you win and you get no
Okay.
damage dealt. But if
Daring
you
plus-
don't, you get smacked.
Do we have a momentum that
Yep.
everybody's okay
Yep.
with me using? Okay.
100% here.
3d20s. Here we go.
Oh, yes. Good roll.
Natural.
Take a 1.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't like
baby.
that. I don't like that.
So that would be. So that's what, 3 successes, or
3.
that is 3 successes?
Yes.
Okay.
So you beat my 2 successes, so you win.
Yay!
And
Yeah, I do.
do
and we
get
get a momentum back, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think you
Okay,
need to
I'll mark
match
it.
the number of successes. So
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. So that makes it either Seth or Rebecca's turn.
I'll go. Can I shoot my gun?
yes,
Mhm.
but if you're standing right next to me, it's going to increase the difficulty by 1.
I know. I was gonna back up.
All right. Pew pew.
Get her.
We can move, and then
If
shoot.
you want to
What is this?
spend,
What is the setting you're setting your phaser to?
kill. It's only logical that if she's taking no damage from stun, there are only 2 settings on this gun. So,
this one goes up to 11.
and I have a phaser type 1, but I do 5d6 damage. So,
I want to
should I
remind
use
everybody
momentum
that
to get another d20?
I do also want to remind everybody that a lot of y'all have determination left.
Sure.
That if you can have a value that you can make matter in the situation, you could likely automatically succeed at these checks and then spend momentum on damage dice.
Rebecca,
Okay,
you
how
have
about
you have to.
hesitation is as bad as inaction. I think she's just gonna set her phaser to kill, and
Well, the other value is to seek out new life. ... and kill it. That's the end of that sentence, right?
Honestly, the hesitation, the hesitation is as bad as an action. I think works for this. If you would like to spend,
I was joking. Yes.
If you would like to spend your determination,
and also the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
I don't think that applies right here.
So, so what does that mean? Do I get an extra D20 then?
So that means that you're going to roll 3 D20, but one of them is an automatic success. So you're not actually going to roll the third one. You're going to roll 2, and you're going to get a third that is an automatic success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad you did, because you're still doing damage.
Wow.
All right. Because
5d6.
And we can add some damage with
momentum.
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 Do you do that? Can you do that before or after?
That's a good
your
question.
roll?
Bonus damage 1, repeatable. A character can increase the damage inflicted by a successful attack. Each momentum spent adds 1 damage.
Okay. So you can roll it first, maybe?
what, 5d6?
Oh, there's some. That's 5 right there.
Cool. And then do we want to spend all 3?
Yeah. Burninator.
Okay.
So what do I do?
Let's see. 2,
8.
4, 8. Oh,
Oh, it just doubles the damage.
We had just added 3. You had 5.
Oh, wait. Rebecca spent determination.
Yeah.
That's an automatic 1, so that's 2 successes on its own.
Right.
Which is
That's
how
why
she's
she
doing
got
the
the hit
the
off.
damage.
Oh,
in the first
okay.
place. All
And
right,
we needed
so
it too.
8 damage is a good bit, and you see Commander Denal take a little stumble back, but she's not down yet. She's still gonna go after Folos with another unarmed attack, another just wail on him.
Want some? Get
We need a mighty Drew roll. We need a mighty Drew roll.
Oh, unbelievable. I only have 1 success.
Oh, you got this, Todd. You got this.
Daring and security again.
Daring
Yep.
and security.
Okay.
Got it.
I actually still have determination. Can I use that?
I would
Do you have
not
one?
use determination here. I would use
I
determination.
wouldn't use it for defending. I would use it for attacking, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can do this. They only got 1 success. You can match it.
All right. So 2d20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, you killed it. Oh, you killed it.
5s.
Have I been able to
So-
do any damage with this thing? Unbelievable.
If
Yeah,
that's a
you
melee
got that.
attack, does he get to attack back? Is that how it works?
I think it's just the defense.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if that counts for momentum.
Okay. So I think I'm the only person left on the turn order, right?
You can go.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Okay. Okay. So are they fighting next to a bunch of computer terminals?
Looks like it.
Is there some way I can make one just like, shock a person?
I don't know the answer to that question, and knowing that stun damage has not done a ton to the sub-commander, I would imagine that just some sparks coming off of it.
That's a good point.
You would have to make that thing fully explode, and I think that would mean you would have to get up there and get in.
I definitely don't want to do that. So I noticed that the phaser type 1 has a charge attribute.
It does.
Can I use my minor action to charge?
You can. So the minor
What does
action.
that do for me?
So the minor action to charge allows you. Hang on, I had this pulled up somewhere.
Oh yeah. Can I just do a warp reach real quick?
Scuttle the ship.
Yeah, just scuttle.
That's gonna take command codes that you don't have.
I definitely, as a lieutenant,
I don't think you have
junior class
skills
lieutenant.
or the steady hands to need to pull off an operation like that. A charge allows you to increase the area intensity, gain piercing 2 or vicious 1. So a lot of stuff. It's a very versatile weapon.
And what piercing does is allows you to ignore resistance, which might be
I wonder if that'll
something
help
you
here.
want to do.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think I'm going to actually do that with the stun setting.
Okay.
I'm gonna suggest not doing that.
I'm going to do that with the phase setting.
That's not a setting.
I thought that Rebecca said it was.
Stunner kill.
I'll do it with the kill setting then. That's fine. So
Kill
we
the
got,
kill.
again, I'm sorry to keep asking, control security.
Control security, difficulty 2.
I need some help with this one because that's an 11 for me, folks.
You're on your own.
Yeah, we don't
Oh,
got
there's
any
no
more.
momentum left.
There's no
No
momentum.
momentum.
Momentum?
We
Yeah,
blew through it all.
Seth, we need you to roll some ones here, buddy.
Yeah, you
Oh.
got this.
Blast them out the sky.
Roll like Oz. Roll like Oz.
Roll like you've
You got
always
this.
rolled before.
Yes.
Oh, one
Oh.
success. Oh.
Yikes.
That's unfortunate.
Not satisfied with how her fists have been doing, she is going to switch to the blade and try to stab Folos.
Oh boy.
Super
Dude.
angry.
If I'm ever in a 1v5 situation and I'm doing this well,
Drew rolling
Ah.
multiple 18s, 19s, and 20s with her.
These
You
are
got
great
Drew
rolls
on us.
in a different game.
Yeah, exactly.
2d20.
I don't think I've taken a second turn yet.
oh, then go for it, Patrick.
Right? I think I only did
I don't
the
think you have, no.
computer. So I think I'm the last one
Okay.
in this run. I'm going to do pretty much exactly what Seth did, though. I'm going to charge and...
Do I need to roll defense?
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
2 misses. So I am going to shoot as well.
Oh,
Only a single
Oof.
success. It's a miss.
oh no. Drew's just getting all these chances to stab Boba.
We're out of momentum, folks. This is bad.
You think you can come for me? And she's gonna step over and try to stab this lieutenant commander. And that's 1. And that's 2. Oh, that's a single success for melee. So Patrick, I need you to do me a counter roll.
Me? Oh, no.
Yes.
I think
2d20, and what am I rolling against?
You're rolling daring and security.
the orchestra that's like performing the music for this fight is getting exhausted right now.
I think that's just daring security. That is just a single success, a 15 and a 10.
So I think I still beat that. And with my knife, I get to roll 4d6.
No.
Oh,
Ooh.
ouch.
Ooh.
3 damage.
This is a vicious weapon.
Vicious knife.
Oh no.
So many vicious weapons.
So this is 6 damage.
Then that's an injury.
You are
Since you
injured.
used a vicious weapon, we get 1 momentum.
Wish it worked like that.
Do you?
No.
I'm downed.
All right. I would like to go so that I can use my rally ability and try to get us momentum back. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to use a minor action just to move a little bit away. So for rally, I roll presence plus command with a difficulty of 0. And so pretty much whatever I get will generate some momentum.
What do you do to rally your team?
Yeah. I say something very inspiring.
Role play, role play, role play.
Plus, I'm going to use my focus of diplomacy here or composure. I could say either one of those may apply. And I'm going to go ahead and use my determination as well.
Oh.
Okay. So what is your factor for using your determination?
My first pitch is going to be a starship is home. A crew is its family. And I just saw one of my crew members go down and I'm thinking something's got to give. I got to push us to success.
I agree with that. I think that works.
Okay. So that's an automatic 1 for 2 successes, and I'm going to roll the 2d20 here. It would be nice if those are successes.
Booyah, baby.
Nice.
So we're looking at 6 momentum.
Wouldn't you like it?
We're
Wouldn't
maxed
you-
out, so whoever's going next, go for it.
Wouldn't you like it?
Nice.
Okay. So you see the sub commander, and she seems like she is doing much better than she was a few minutes ago. And she's got a knife, and she's got a big blue Boy Scout that she wants to stab, that she's
Look out,
been
she's got a knife.
unable to stab.
Oh no.
Now she might be able to stab.
A 4 and a 5.
So
How
I
is,
need
how is he going to stay alive?
2d20.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
counter.
security.
A full counter right here.
One natural 1, and you're good to go.
Please, please, please.
Oh, you could buy another D. You could, are either of those successes?
For
12. 12 has got to be right.
daring and security
Yeah.
is 16.
Oh,
Oh, then two
So-
success.
Both of those are
Nice.
successes.
But
What
I think I
kind of
still win
character so
ties, so
beefy?
you're gonna have to roll a
You
third
need one
die.
more.
Roll another d20.
Spend a momentum.
So that's one
roll
less
that
momentum.
die.
all right, go for it.
Natural one.
Fucking believable.
You get the momentum back.
I don't know.
Starting
If you, I don't know if you get it
Hard
back on a defense.
Oh no. Well, we were confused about that.
I'll take what I can get.
You're holding
Alrighty,
her off.
perfect. A perfect use of momentum.
Oh my goodness. Can you please kill her?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Please take her out.
Yeah,
All right.
it's time for John's. I mean, our Andorian officer to take her out.
Yes, here it comes.
So what are you doing?
So can I do bold whenever you attempt a task with security and buy one or more d20 by adding to threat? You may re-roll a single die in your pool.
Sounds good.
Okay. And I've got fearless and blades as my focuses. Two different focuses there. I can only count one though, right?
Well, remember you don't have your blade right now. Your blade
Oh,
flew
that's
across
right. I
the
don't
room.
have my blade. Okay, so
You do have your pretty nasty phaser though.
yeah, I'll go phaser then.
Now-
I have fearless and hand phasers as focuses.
So that the hand phaser's focus is going to be great, but you are in melee range. That increases. It's already a difficulty 2. While you're standing right here, it's a difficulty 3.
So would it be better to go unarmed strike? I mean,
Or
it's
back
got-
up and shoot.
Yeah,
Probably back
So-
up and shit.
yeah. I mean, can I
Shit.
move behind? If I move behind some cover,
Works.
since she's hell bent on stabbing me, is that okay?
That
Is
works.
like half
Tot-
cover.
Totally works. Totally works.
Okay, cool. So I'll move back there. 2d20.
Do you want to buy a
Or-
third?
Spend a momentum to get a third.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or with bold, do you get another one anyway?
No,
Is that
bold
what you
is
read?
if he
Reroll.
bought one with threat, he would get to re-roll one.
Reroll, yeah.
But
Okay.
this would be buying one with momentum.
Okay. So 3d20.
Yep.
All right. Come on. All right. Here we go.
Come on. Talk to me, Goose. I want to get off of this danger zone.
That's good.
3 successes.
Yes. Daring and security is a 16 for me.
It's
So
control and security for
control and security. Oh, that's a
It's a
12.
different situation.
So
Still
two.
three.
That's still two.
Still,
Re-roll
actually,
the 14.
this is 4 successes because
Oh,
of
right, right,
hand
right.
phasers.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4.
Oh man, yeah,
successes.
it's really easy for you to shoot people.
Yeah. So 7d6s.
Oh my goodness. Let's see it. Maybe spend some momentum on damage here.
Oh, that beautiful bean
If
footage.
we
And
get
I would
some good
recommend
ones.
spending
Yeah,
all
definitely.
of that momentum on damage. That would be a
Yeah,
great idea.
Just burn it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got a shot. We
Okay.
got a
That's
shot
four.
on her.
That's 4 momentum.
So is that 4 more d6s?
No.
No.
four
That's
damage.
just 1 damage per momentum spent. So you
Oh my
still roll your
gosh.
76.
Yeah, we need to put an entry on her. I think it's
Okay.
a high threshold.
All right, 7d6s. Here we go.
Yeah. If she survives this, we all give up.
All right.
2,
So that is
3, 4,
1,
5.
2, 3, 5, 7.
Plus 4.
11.
You see Subcommander Denal fall to the ground.
Yay.
Oh, did I need to clarify that my phaser was set to kill?
I just kind of assumed that it was.
Okay. All right.
Yay.
But
Take better, follow it safe. That's all.
Emerging from her mouth, you see a small creature.
Of course.
Some of you may recognize this as a neural parasite that infected Starfleet Command several years ago. Stopped.
Are we in Conspiracy Part 2?
Stopped by Captain Picard and the crew of the Enterprise. It is up to you. Do you choose to capture it or do you choose to destroy it?
I mean, just destroy.
That's not my call.
I am unconscious.
I think we definitely should destroy it.
Yeah.
It would be illogical to let such a thing run free when it could do so much harm.
Yeah.
Right?
On this ship or any ship. So
yes.
Yeah. Can we all take aim?
For what it's worth, I vote to study it.
No. No.
As
up to Commander Linares.
As a player, I would also vote to like try and contain it, see if we can get information out of it or something.
Linares's votes count as 2 votes, so it's up to them.
Let me check. Well, I mean, what's nice is the player character sheets have values listed.
Ship its home and your crew or family.
I love the idea that there's like a Vulcan medical officer who's just like, just kill it. Kill it.
I'm actually going to say
I'm citing a value of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I think in this case, it could do so much harm that
eat it, Seth. It's logical.
I have a value of fortune favors the bold. I take aim and fire.
I think you guys have been outvoted. The neural parasite has been destroyed. And with that, we are beaming back to the ship to talk about.
We can save some slides for the microscope.
Oh, gross.
Nice.
So now that you have returned to the ship, you have saved the Alcubierre and you have saved Lieutenant LaSalle. But you have uncovered a much larger conspiracy as as I show you some of the effects of the last time these neural parasites were known. They infected
I'm having nightmares tonight, that's for sure.
They infected Starfleet Command and unfortunately resulted in the deaths of multiple Starfleet admirals who had been taken control of because they were not able to remove the parasites without killing the host. You have used your tractor beam to tow the Alcubierre to Starbase 117. Where they were very eager to debrief Lieutenant or Ensign LaSalle, not Lieutenant LaSalle, Ensign LaSalle. And you have a brief bit of downtime before Starfleet Command sends you on another mission to investigate the Klingon armored space station Kortar, which Starfleet Command believes is related to these neural parasites. And that is where we're going to end episode 1 of Cosmic Crit Play Star Trek Adventures. I want to thank my Cosmic Crit crew for coming out and playing with us. Patrick actually playing instead of GMing, which is a wild thing for all of you, I know. And Tyler and Rebecca and Seth. And of course, I want to thank Todd A. Davis, the host of the Computer Resume Star Trek podcast, a fantastic podcast going through Star Trek in order of how these things happened in the Star Trek timeline. Of course, he started back with Star Trek Enterprise, and now he's well beyond that. I've had the fortune of being on a few episodes of that, and Todd's a great guy, and check him out. You can find Computer Resume everywhere you find podcasts, or you can find it at computerresume.podbean.com. I also want to thank Modifius Entertainment for putting out this and many other 2D20 style games. I love Star Trek, and I love that Star Trek Adventures feels very Star Trek. And we're going to talk about that a lot in depth as we wrap this up in a few weeks. But for now, live long and prosper, peace and long life, to be continued.
You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. The Starfinder role-playing game and adventure paths are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder and Starfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission.